Lights low, screens glow, real news in the air. Welcome to the movie Lair. From Marvel to DC, every frame gets shared. Welcome to the movie Lair. No cap, no spin, just cinema flair. If it's film or TV, yeah, you know we there. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Yeah. Welcome to the movie Lair. We report the facts and the rumors, just keeping it square. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Lights low, screens glow, real news in the air. Welcome to the movie Lair. From Marvel to DC, every frame gets shared. Welcome to the movie Lair. No cap, no spin, just cinema flair. If it's film or TV, yeah, you know we there. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. We report the facts and the rumors, just keeping it square. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. We report the facts and the rumors, just keeping it square. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Yeah. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the movie Lair. Lights low, screen glow, real news in the air. Welcome to the movie Lair. From Marvel to DC, every frame is shared. Welcome to the movie Lair. No cat, no spin, just cinema slayer. It's full TV, ain't no we air. Welcome to the movie Lair. Welcome to the Lair. Welcome to the Lair. We report the facts and the rumors, just keeping this square. Welcome to the movie Lair.
Can y'all hear me? My mic was just not working. Y'all, your girl is tired. I see y'all in the chat. Silver Pictures is like, Tina, we need to drop the link and join the stream. I don't know if we could do that tonight. I'm tired, y'all. Cinemacon has drained me, okay? Y'all know I don't like to be here long, so we may have to set up like a special stream where I can bring people on and we could talk about Doomsday, because everybody's excited for Doomsday and I'm excited too. But Silver Pictures, let's kind of play it by ear and let's see how we feel when we get towards the end, and I'll let you know if I'm gonna drop a link, because your girl is burnt out. The Magician said, what up, Tina? What up, Magician? Thanks for always checking in. Y'all, how are y'all doing? Your girl is tired. It has been a lot these past 2 weeks. Hitting Cinemacon, going to Vegas, and as soon as I got back from Cinemacon, I went to a screening of I Love Boosters. Then I did Michael last night. So it's been a lot of consistent running for the past 2 weeks, and I'm a little drained, but we gonna get into it. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? I know I didn't go live last week. I was flying back into town, so I didn't go live. But how y'all doing, man? Thanks to everybody for coming to hang out with me, for all my people who come in here every Friday. I appreciate y'all always supporting me. I do these live streams for y'all because I know y'all are going to be here and y'all going to give me energy, and we going to argue a little bit, and we not going to agree, but, you know, we have a good time. Oh, sorry. Ooh. Y'all, I got to get these tumors out my throat soon. They're really starting to affect me a little bit now. But how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Dan the Man talking about tonight finna drain you. Let's get it on. Oh man, let's don't. The magician says, yes, let's do that. We need a designated day to bring you on. So this is what we're gonna do. I don't know when the Doomsday trailer is dropping, but there's rumors on the internet that it's coming soon. Whenever that Doomsday trailer drops, we gonna set up a stream and we all gonna get on here and we gonna talk Doomsday for sure. We can do that. And I'll try to get some of my homies and stuff on. Mr. A, what you talking about in here, Mr. A? Mr. A says, Tina, one day I need you to speak on or possibly interview the presidents of All Black, TV One, Clio TV. I need cutthroat female action fantasy animations. The world needs it. This is what I say, Mr. A, man. I know a lot of people, right? And the problem with doing interviews is y'all don't be watching them. Like, I've brought like my homeboy on here who does who's work for Marvel. I bought a couple directors on here. Man, I got a lot of people I could bring on here, but people just really don't watch the interviews when I do them. So I don't want to be calling up like my homies, and then it's just kind of like a waste of time. It's only getting like 100 views, so that's why I don't really like do a lot of interviews. But this is a business just like everything else. If people not watching it, why should I do it? You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, start calling people and, y'all don't show up. Not y'all, but I'm saying like, YouTube doesn't really like push it. So, but yeah, man, I'm never opposed to like doing interviews with people. That's actually what I would prefer to do. Like, I know so many people from all different aspects that I could bring on here. Like, I got a homegirl who's in marketing, and she was a part of putting together Beyonce on the Super Bowl. I've wanted to bring her on. I know I got another homeboy who cuts like trailers for a lot of the big studios. I would love to bring him on so y'all can hear his side. But it's like, if people not gonna watch the interviews, I don't want to waste these people's time either. So that's kind of like where I stand with interviews. You get me? You feel me? All right. Magician says, I'm good, miss you, and not just for Doomsday, whenever you want to have a lineup worth. Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Silver Picture says, Michael box office more than 70 million or not opening. Are you talking just domestic or worldwide? I think Michael's going to have a pretty good opening. I think it's going to open pretty good for sure. But we're already 8 minutes in, and I usually don't take this long for introductions. Y'all know I'm usually ready to like get in and get it going. So we finna get this thing rocking and rolling. Let me get my little microphone put up here. Hold on. Oh, I got on my Storm shirt today. I just love this shirt. Omega level. If y'all want to buy this shirt, it's on my website, www.themovielair.com. It's my favorite shirt, but we finna get into it. Let me get everything pulled up here. Let's see what we gonna talk about today. We definitely gonna get into some Doomsday stuff. Let me plug my computer up because this thing finna die, and we don't want it to die during the stream. Hold on. Getting too old for this, y'all. Getting too old. All right. Let's get going here. Did y'all go watch Michael? I went and see Michael. We're going to talk a little bit about Michael, but not a lot because I'm going to do a separate review for Michael. What did Magician say? For real? What you talking about, Magician? For real about what? What do you mean? What are you saying, Magician, so I can answer your question before I get into it? Silver Picture says Storm is the hottest Marvel girl out there. She is. Storm is that girl. Storm is that nigga. She that girl. Magician, for real what? Before I get into it, I want to answer this. Now hurry up. Get it in the chat. Get it in the chat. What are you asking me for real for? All right. Dan the Man, Storm is in Doomsday. Hopefully we get our girl in there. All right, man, let's get the show started. We 10 minutes in. What up, y'all? Tina here with the movie Lair, and we are on episode 15, 2026. And on this show, this episode, we got a lot to get into. This might be a long stream because I didn't stream last week, so I'm playing catch up. But what we're going to talk about on this show today, we're going to go over some of the good movies that I saw trailers for coming out of Cinemacon. We're going to talk about some Doomsday news. DC finally has some newsworthy stuff coming out, so we're going to get into DC. And plus, we also just go over a lot of general movie news before we get to the main stuff. So if y'all are here for Marvel and DC, come back in an hour because we're not getting to them quickly. They're going to be at the end. But if you just are a movie fan and you want to hear about movie news, rock with me right now. We finna get into it. Chilling in the basement said a long stream. I know, right? Y'all know I don't like to do those. But we gonna get into it. All right. Let's take a look at the itinerary. Y'all know I got the little itinerary so we can stay on track. So we're going to hit Cinemacon. I saw a screener for I Love Boosters. Yahya Mateen has a movie coming out. Talk a little bit about I Am Legend 2, Miami Vice. We got some more news on Ryan Coogler's show that's coming out on Hulu, Southern Bastards. We'll talk a little bit about the Michael Jackson movie. And then we're going to talk about Clayface, Maxima, the Dents, Midnight Suns, Deadpool, Wolverine, Sadie Sink, Doomsday. And we'll finish it off with a little Black Panther news. For sure. All right. Let's get this thing cracking. All right. Cinemacon was a lot, y'all, and I probably won't go back for another 5 or 10 years. That's how much energy I got to get built up to go. But what I'll say is, man, if you are a lover of movies in the movie business, Cinemacon's a cool place to kind of be, man. I had a good time just seeing a bunch of movies and trailers. But let's talk about some of the good things that I saw out of Cinemacon. But I am super tired. I am too old for this shit. But what I'll say is, being at Cinemacon nowadays, because it has gotten so big, my social battery was getting low. I don't be wanting to be around a lot of people. It was a lot going on. But like I said, I'll definitely go back the next year. We have a big year in movies because 2026 is going to be a big year in movies. And it's one of the main reasons I went. But I started getting PTSD being back at that convention because I used to have to go to those conventions all the time at work. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm back. It feels so much like a work environment. But the studios that presented at Cinemacon was Sony, Neon, Angel, Warner Brothers, Universal, Amazon, Paramount, and Disney. And what I will say is, hands down, the shipping company put on the best presentation at Cinemacon, and that is Amazon. How y'all let the shipping company put on the best presentation? They were very adamant about doing projects with diverse voices. They announced the most Black projects out of all the studios. Now, some people was upset that they didn't get any updates on James Bond, but they said they taking their time to find the right James Bond. So I wasn't let down. But some people at Cinemacon was not pleased that Amazon ain't tell us nothing about James Bond. But let me tell y'all how the show opened up with Amazon. So the show opens up. It's dark. Imagine this, you're in a dark theater, and then there's just a light shining down on a piano. And John Baptiste, if y'all don't know who he is, he's an artist. Y'all can look him up. And he's on the piano. He playing like old school Alicia Keys. He hitting it. Then he brings out his beat machine. I don't know if y'all know what a beat machine is, but you can create beats on it. So he's playing the piano, and he has the beat machine going. And I'm like, okay, what the hell going on? He's getting it going. He putting on a show. I'm like, okay, this is kind of vibey here. And then the announcer says, John Baptiste, the composer of the Thomas Crown Affair. And Michael B. Jordan walks out, and the crowd goes insane. They said, we'd like to welcome Academy Award winner Michael B. Jordan. And people are like, yeah. Listen, what I'll say about Michael B. Jordan is, people love Michael B. Jordan, and I hope he stays clean, out of trouble. I hope he doesn't stumble and get caught up into any type of controversies, because the trajectory that Michael B. Jordan is on right now is so good. He's beloved. People like him. And so when he came out, everybody was going crazy. And we got to see the trailer for the Thomas Crown Affair, and I kid you not, it is like a black James Bond movie. Michael B. Jordan got on suits. He's looking good. He's climbing up buildings, flying through the sky, driving F1 cars. It looks like his version of the Thomas Crown Affair. If y'all don't know what that book is about, because it's based off of a book adaptation, the Thomas Crown Affair is about like this guy who just goes around like stealing from people. But this version of the Thomas Crown Affair, Michael B. Jordan, he looks wealthy. Like, I think he's a millionaire as well. But he's stealing art from other wealthy people, and the art may belong to other black people. Kind of like how Killmonger was in Black Panther. So, yeah, Thomas Crown Affair comes out next year. Then Amazon brings, like, people on the stage. It's like dirt bikes riding on the stage. And I'm like, what the hell is this? People came out with protesting signs. They shooting fake money in the air. And I'm like, what is this? This is like a little concert. What are we doing in this auditorium? And then Nicholas Hoult steps on the stage and he presents his movie called How to Rob a Bank. And this movie looks fun. It's a group of people on YouTube. It's a friend group, and they're giving you tutorials on how to rob a bank. But these people really are robbing banks, but the public think they're just influencers. Y'all know we in like the TikTok age, so people think that this group of people are just influencers. So that movie looked good. That looks exciting. I'm gonna check that out. Then Mahershala Ali announces his action movie coming out called Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, and he's essentially a hitman. He has a gun, but he also has a sword, and he's working with the same director from his Blade movie that never got made. Don't know what happened with that. Then they announced A Cult Is My Passport. It's a 1970s noir hitman movie that stars Sope Dirisu. That looked pretty good too. And then Anne Hathaway and Dakota Johnson are playing in this movie called Verity. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's obviously some big, huge book out. And the story is essentially about a woman who's an author. She's pretty much kind of like brain dead, but she's staying at home and she can't finish her book. So the husband brings Anne Hathaway in to be a ghostwriter to finish the book. And then Anne Hathaway, she starts catching feelings for the husband. And then she finds out some weird stuff about the wife. It's this crazy psychological thriller. I'm like, ooh, what is this? And finally, Amazon announced I Play Rocky. This movie is about Sylvester Stallone. He's pitching his Rocky movie script to Hollywood, and it shows you everything he went through to get that film made. And when I tell you, this movie looks amazing. I Play Rocky looks so good. If you are a Rocky fan, this movie is just gonna hit home for you. I was in the fields watching this. I'm like, oh, I'm such a Rocky fan. But the Amazon panel was amazing. It was hands down the best panel at Cinemacon, for sure. The Magician says he would be dope as James Bond. I think this is Michael B. Jordan's take on James Bond. You know what I'm saying? Chilling in the Basement says, isn't that Mahershala's movie basically Blade without the Marvel label of vampires? Yes. Yeah, it doesn't like feel like a Blade movie because it has like this filter over it that kind of feels like kind of old school. But yeah, he do got a sword, and he's working with the Blade director. All right, so that's the Amazon panel. My next favorite panel, surprisingly, was Paramount. Paramount actually had a solid panel. I was impressed with some of the things they announced. David Ellison got on that stage, and he was working very hard trying to convince everybody in that room that he plans on keeping movies alive. I'm going to bring movies out. If this merger goes through with Warner Brothers, he's committed to the movie theater. So he was up there working hard. They announced that they had deals in place with Issa Rae, Will Smith, Tiana Taylor, John Chu. So he said, hey, man, we're leading with diversity over here. Y'all told me Paramount was racist. Paramount got a lot of black people. They got a lot of black people over there. David Cornsweet is playing in this movie called Mr. Tuggle. And it's essentially about this man who's trying to get into the NFL. He makes it to the practice team, and then I think he finds out that he has cancer, but he's still out there practicing, and it motivates the team. So that Mr. Tuggle story, that looked pretty good. The cast of Street Fighter hit the stage. They had an after party. I didn't go. I didn't go. But the more I saw the Street Fighter trailer, it looked a little bit better than the first one, so my expectations raised a little bit for Street Fighter. There's also an untitled K-pop movie coming out about this girl who dreams of being like this famous K-pop person in this group, and of course, y'all know her parents is like, nope, we raised you to be a doctor or a lawyer. You don't need to be going out trying to be a star. But you know how the story goes. She runs off and say she gonna go be in the industry, and she realizes when she gets to Hollywood that it's really a mean girls club. She gets a rude awakening and realizes all the lights and glamour of being a superstar. You don't know the other side of it. So that looked pretty cool. And Johnny Depp is playing Ebenezer Scrooge. He has a Scrooge movie coming out. I'm definitely checking that one out for the holiday season. It looks creative. The ghost looks cinematic. So I'll be there for that. And the last thing that Paramount presented was Children of Blood and Bone. I was super excited to see this trailer, and y'all, I was kind of let down. I was not impressed. Maybe I need a second watch of the trailer, because I feel like the trailer kind of started off good, but then when they started to use the magic, it started to look a little wonky, and then everything else started to look a little lower on the budget. But maybe I need to see it again, but I ain't gonna flex. I was a little disappointed in the trailer for Children of Blood and Bone. But overall, I think Paramount bought a pretty good diverse slate, and they had a little bit of everything in there for everyone. So if you're a movie fan, that is kind of promising. I you know, as much as we talk trash about Paramount, as much as this merger is going to be dangerous, they are trying to lead with movies that kind of fit everybody. So that was kind of a good thing. Let's see. Chilling in the Basement says shareholders has approved the merger. Now it's up to the regulators. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, what was the next studio? Disney. All right. So the good thing about the Disney panel is they didn't just bring trailers. They brought a lot of clips from the movies. We saw like 20 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I'm not into Star Wars, so what I saw looked pretty good, but don't take my word for it because I'm not into Star Wars. I'm a big fan of The Devil Wears Prada. This movie is going to make a lot of money. The Rock came on stage and he gave us a clip from Moana and talked about how the movie was inspired by his grandfather. Toy Story 5 looks hilarious. It's about the old toys versus the tablet, old school versus new school technology, and how they got to fight for extra attention with this tablet. They announced that Haley Steinfeld and Rashida Jones will be playing in the Hexed cartoon, which is about a young witch. That's an animated film. Then we saw this clip from this movie called Whale, and it was one of the best trailers at Cinemacon. Well, I would say it was one of the best trailers at Cinemacon and one of the best trailers that Disney presented, because when you see the trailer, you just see a scuba diver. He just down there just scuba diving, doing what he do. And you're in the point of view of the scuba diver, and a big ass whale just pulls up behind him. Imagine you just out in the beach and a whale is like right here. right here on you. So he's trying to swim away from the whale, but he ends up in the whale's mouth, and then he trying to get out of the mouth, and then the whale swallows his ass. I was like, what is this? So you get to kind of see and feel all of this from the point of view of the scuba diver. So as the whales, you can see him in the whale's mouth trying to fight to get out, and then it looks like the whale swallows him and it just goes black. And I'm just like, what the hell is finna happen next? Is he finna be in the whale's stomach? What? Is the whale gonna have to throw him up? Is he just gonna be in the whale's stomach? Is that what the movie is about? So that was exciting. That was exciting. And then, of course, if you're a fan of this page, they finally showed the Doomsday trailer. We saw it twice. I'm not going to get into any details of the Doomsday trailer because I got a video on my page. Y'all just go watch that video. And then at the end of the stream, we're going to talk about Doomsday too. But that's how the Disney panel went. So Disney probably was like third on the list. Chilling in the Basement said Jonah for modern day. Yes. JD Informant says, is the white name Willie and y'all wanted him free? I don't know what the hell the name of the goddamn whale is. All I know is the man got swallowed up by the whale. What did TD Jake said? Have you ever been swallowed up? That's what that whale told the scuba diver. Have you ever been swallowed up? All right, next up, Universal brought out some good stuff. Snoop Dogg came out and announced his biopic. We've been heard that was coming out, but we got an official start date for filming, which will be this summer. We saw an extended clip of The Odyssey. We saw about 20 minutes of The Odyssey. Fokker-in-Law with Ariana Grande, Ben Stiller, and Robert De Niro. That looks hilarious. I was thinking Ariana Grande would be playing a similar character to how she was in Wicked, but no. She's a completely different character in Fokker-in-Law. I think she's like either an FBI or a CIA agent who's getting ready to marry Ben Stiller's son. And Ben Stiller, he like, I don't trust her. She can manipulate my son. And Robert De Niro's character is like, I love her. She's great. So the dynamic between those three was kind of hilarious. There's another Minions movie coming out. This is going to be a period piece set in like the 20s or the 30s. Steven Spielberg came out and announced his movie Disclosure Day. I've seen trailers for this movie and clips, and I still don't know what Disclosure Day is about. It seems like the government has been breeding aliens with humans, and the aliens now want to disclose that information to the world. That's kind of like what I was getting from the trailer. The trailer is public, so y'all can go check it out, but that one was interesting. I'm like, what the hell going on? Is the people, the aliens, they've been breeding the aliens with the humans? What the hell going on with Disclosure Day? But yeah, that was Universal's panel. JD Informant said the Odyssey looked good. I love 300 and Troy, so I'm sold. I love 300 too. I'm still not sold on the Odyssey. I might be in the minority where I'm just like, I don't know about the Odyssey, but I'm gonna check it out. What was the next panel? Sony. So Sony hits the stage, and the big takeaway from their presentation is Jason Momoa has a movie coming out called Helldivers. I think that's based off of a video game. I was totally shocked with how good The Social Reckoning looks. This is a movie based off of Facebook, and it's getting into some of the controversy that the company has been involved with in the court cases. I definitely want to see that. We saw an extended clip of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Peter Parker goes to party at Ned and MJ's house, and that's it. They didn't really give us a lot there. I thought they would give us some more action scenes to kind of get us excited, but they kept it very, very bland. It was very blah, but it's okay. I think Spider-Man is going to be dope. And then the Spider-Verse team, they came out last. They gave us like a whole 10-minute clip of the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie, and when it goes off, it gets a standing ovation. People are hyped for Spider-Verse. It comes out next year, and I think Spider-Verse is gonna make some money.
I like more than check
money. People are excited for Miles Morales. This animated movie is going to make some money. So Sony, you at least did a good job with that, with Miles. All right, and then Warner Brothers got on the stage. They announced like 30 projects. We got a sneak peek at Clayface, which is out right now to the public. It's the same trailer we saw. We got an extended clip of Supergirl. I mean, that still looks like Guardians of the Galaxy to me. Mortal Kombat 2, we got to see a clip of Johnny Cage being scared and running from Baraka. He didn't want to fight Baraka. He was saying, hey, I'm an actor. I'm not a fighter. You know, I can't really fight. And they was like, boy, you better go fight him or he gonna kill you. I hate the casting of Johnny Cage. Why did they go with him? I hate it. Tom Cruise is in this film called Digger. He's playing this old wealthy man whose business has caused some major problems and he has to fix it. Evil Dead Burn looks like a family of ghosts, goblins, and monsters terrorizing this boy. And then we saw like the first 15 minutes of Dune. Dune looks dope. I am officially caught up in the Dune world, y'all. I just watched Dune 2, so I'm excited for Dune 3. Dune looks good. And then, let's see. JD Informer said, Timu Johnny Cage. For sure. Like, whose bright idea was it to cast Carl Urban as Johnny Cage? Like, what? Like, I get it. They're trying to go for, he's the grizzled vet. He's a retired actor. But I'm like, no, like, let's do that on Mortal Kombat 6, not Mortal Kombat 2. I don't like that. And then the final studio presentation that I went to was Neon. Neon is a small independent studio, but they actually presented a pretty solid slate. They're releasing a lot of horror and thriller films. The producers of Weapons has a new movie coming out called Hokum, and it's about this guy being stuck in a goddamn haunted house with a witch. There's a movie coming out that's a Korean acquisition called Hope. It's a sci-fi film. Michael Fassbender is in this, and it looks like aliens are attacking Earth. Leviticus. This one kind of piqued my interest a little bit. Leviticus is about these two gay boys, and it's a coming-of-age story. They look like they're about 18 to 20, younger men, and one of the boys has a demon inside of him, and it looks like they're trying to paint it like he got a gay demon in him. I was like, ooh, that's an interesting take on homosexuality. They always say the gays have that gay demon in them. You got that gay spirit in them. So I guess they're trying to like show that in horror form. That was interesting. And then the final movie, well, not the final, one of the last movies they presented was this thriller called A Place in Hell. And this comes out around Christmas, and it's about two women working in a law firm, essentially fighting for a position in that firm. And it looks like it could potentially turn deadly. Like, would you kill for a position at your job? Some people will do it. You know what I'm saying? The workplace can be cutthroat. So I can see that happening. All right, and then the last thing that they presented was I Love Boosters. So Boots Riley, who's the director, and Lakeith Stanfield came out, and we saw a clip from I Love Boosters. And what I will say about I Love Boosters is whatever you think this movie is, it's that plus a lot more. Like, I had no idea what I was getting into watching this film. It is a journey. It is a roller coaster ride. It is uncomfortable at times, but it's a cinematic experience is what I'll say. I was able to watch I Love Boosters a couple days ago, and it was a journey. I keep saying it was a journey because that's what it is. When you think about a journey, when I hear the word somebody going on a journey, it's an experience. And what I'll say is this film is not going to work for everybody, but if you like over the top, wacky, wild stuff, this movie is a roller coaster ride full of twists and turns. This movie comes out in a month at the end of May. And I'm definitely going back for a second watch. If you've seen any of Boots Riley's work, you know he is a very particular storyteller. He creates stories in a way that is wild and even uncomfortable, but that shit is cinema. This film deserves to be watched in the movies. If you think this is your type of movie, I would say avoid all spoilers possible. Like, don't look into what this movie is about. The baseline of this movie is you dealing with some girls who are quote unquote boosters. They stealing from high end stores. Keep it at that. Don't try to learn nothing else about this movie because I think it'll ruin the experience. So if you think you're going to go watch this in the movies, stay away from spoilers. The cast is great. Demi Moore is playing the villain type character. Keke Palmer, Naomi Aoki, and Taylor Page. All three of them work together as homegirls like perfectly. Their chemistry is solid. I would like to just watch more movies just about them three hanging out. Like, they like three of my homegirls from around the way. But yeah, man, I love boosters. I had a good time with it because what I thought I was going to watch was not that. It kept me on my toes. Like, I was constantly like, what the hell is going on? And that's a refreshing feeling, especially when people claim, oh, I'm so tired of big IPs. I'm so tired of sequels. This is an original story. It's funny. It has something to say. And it's weird as hell. It is. It is. So that's all I got coming out of Cinemacon. All right, let's get into some other like general movie news. All right. Our good brother Yahya Abdul Mateen and Mark Wahlberg has a new film coming out with Paramount. Like I said, y'all told me that Paramount, they don't like the blacks. But Paramount is still coming with diverse projects. Them and Amazon, they're greenlighting a lot of like diverse projects. So anyway, Yahya has a film coming out called By Any Means, and it's not just like another action flick. It's set during the civil rights era, which you already know like what the tone is going to be. And the story is basically about a mafia hitman and a FBI agent being forced to work together to investigate the murders of civil rights leaders in the 1960s in Mississippi. Yahya Mateen is going to be playing the FBI agent, and Mark is going to be the hitman. Like, that should be interesting. You got two completely different worlds colliding. Like, you got a hitman and law enforcement. Like, how are they even working together at all? Like, what is this? Is Mark Wahlberg like an undercover agent, and he's been a hitman for like all of these like racist groups, and now he's working out a plea deal with Yahya Mateen's character? Lord, I don't know if that's the story, but I done sold myself on it. But this will be coming out September in theaters, brought to you by Paramount Studios. Lawrence said, hey y'all, what up, Lawrence? Mr. A says, Tina, around the way, girl, you from Aventura? No, I'm not from Aventura. I don't live in South Florida. That's where I was born. But I go to South Florida all the time. That's where my family is. I got family in Florida and Georgia. So I consider myself a hybrid of a Georgia girl and a Florida girl. But then it's kind of weird because my daddy was in the military, so we traveled everywhere too. So I really am kind of like homeless. I really don't have a home. But my family is in South Florida and my family's in Georgia. All right, what we got next? Oh, we gonna talk about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan got the movie industry hopping, ain't they? Yeah, Michael B. Jordan got it going on. Let's talk about this I Am Legend. So according to Collider, Stephen Caple Jr. has officially been tapped to direct I Am Legend 2. If I'm not mistaken, I think Steven has been attached to this project for a while. But this sequel has been in limbo for years. Like, we've been hearing about it forever. But now it sounds like it might be getting a little steam and it's moving forward. And this just goes to show you how long things can really get stuck into development. Stephen Caple, I like him as a director. He directed Creed 2. He did Transformers Rise of the Beast. He's also working with Yahya Mateen with Yahya's Man on Fire TV show that's coming on Netflix. So I'm always happy to see Stephen working and getting busy. He's a good director. So I Am Legend 2 is, of course, bringing back Will Smith. Michael B. Jordan has been attached to this project as well, but I don't know if it's like official. I don't know if Michael is really attached or Will Smith is like, I really want to work with him. But we'll just keep following this story and see if we get some real progress to see if things are really going to move forward. But yeah, man, I Am Legend 2 is still in development from what we're seeing. Mr. A said Paramount did the first Iron Man movie. Did they? You might be right. Chilling said, I represent Flint and Detroit. You're always welcome in the mitten. You want to know something that's kind of funny, Chilling? My wife is from Detroit. I've never been, but that's where she's from, and that's where a lot of her family is. But I've never been to Detroit. I might go one day. I think that'll be a cool visit. Chilling said Paramount distributed Marvel movies through Phase 1 or so. Yeah, you're right. Y'all are right. You are right now that I'm thinking about it. Yep, that is correct. Y'all right. All right, what we got next? Miami Vice. Now we in my neck of the woods. All right, for y'all that come and hang out with me on Fridays, you know we've been talking about this Miami Vice movie for a while, and it looks like everything is officially confirmed with the stars. This movie will be called Miami Vice 85, and it's starring Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler, and this is coming from Universal Studios and will be directed by Joseph Kosinski, the same director who brought you Top Gun with Tom Cruise. He also did F1 with Brad Pitt and Damson Idris. So, listen, I expect this movie to look great. I expect this movie to feel great. Now, there were rumors that they're trying to get Tom Cruise to be the villain. And if they lock down Tom Cruise as the villain, hey, man, we're in for a good time. Hey, that's how I feel. Hell, throw Pedro Pascal in there. You can't do Miami in the 80s without fashion, a little snow, and our Latino brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? They was the ones helping get the product over here. So, you got to have all of that mixed in if we doing Miami Vice. You know what I'm saying? That's my neck of the woods. If y'all not going to do Miami right, don't do Miami. But if I had to pick a list of directors to do Miami, Joseph would be he definitely top 5. I think he's going to pull it off. Now, a lot of details about what this story is going to dig into, we don't know. We don't know. There were rumors that Michael B. Jordan was pushing his weight around and wanted to get paid the big bucks for this role. And I say, pay the man, give him every dollar he's asked for. And it looks like the deal was closed. You know what I'm saying? So they either bent the knee and gave Michael his money, or maybe they met somewhere in the middle. Maybe they met somewhere in the middle. But what I'll say is, if Michael Jordan wants to, I hate calling him Michael Jordan because he ain't Michael Jordan, but he is Michael Jordan. But if Michael B. Jordan wants to get paid, let him get paid.
Get paid, young hitter, get paid.
Let him get paid. What's wrong with that? Everybody else gets paid. Why can't Michael get paid? Now, the rumor is Michael B. Jordan's going rate was around $5 million before the Oscars. They said after that boy got on stage and held that trophy up and he went to In-N-Out Burger, they said he went home, sat in a bubble bath, called his agent up and said, 18 million is my new number. Michael B. Jordan said, the price has went up. So like I said, they either gave him his 18 million or they met somewhere in the middle. Either way it goes, we got Miami Vice coming and I love it. Now, originally it was supposed to come out next August. But as soon as right before I started streaming, the news broke that they're moving it to 2028, May 2028 at that. So it sounds like they're aiming for this to be a big summer blockbuster, and I'm happy because if it would have stayed where it was at, Thomas Crown Affair is coming out, I want to say April of 2027. Miami Vice would have been coming out in August. They needed space. You shouldn't release those two movies back to back. And I know these are different studios, it's not the same studios releasing these movies, so you can't really control that. But I think Michael B. Jordan just being in close proximity to having those two action movies like side by side, I think you don't want to be overexposed in that way where it's like back to back to back to back to back, because I think that's kind of like what happened with Pedro Pascal. Like Pedro Pascal was everywhere and people started getting tired of him. So I think it's good that Miami Vice has moved, and I don't think they moved because Michael B. Jordan said y'all need to move. I don't want to be overexposed. I think it just moved because hell, they ain't even in production. they ain't even lit a camera up yet. So this thing will probably start filming. If they don't start filming this summer, they probably will start filming next fall. Hell, they might push it off and don't start filming until next year, honestly. And hopefully they go down in Miami and film too. That'll be dope. Mr. A said, pink Porsches, baby blue suits. Yeah, it's got to feel like Miami. Billy is waiting, said, damn, I'm late. You ain't missed nothing, Billy. All I did was kind of talked about Cinemacon. The Magician said, I'm here for this, though. Me too. I'm excited for let me tell y'all, when y'all see the trailer for, and I don't want to overhype this trailer because then y'all gonna see it and be like, that's it. But I was so surprised at the trailer for the Thomas Crown Affair, because when I heard that Michael B. Jordan was doing the Thomas Crown Affair, in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be like a low budget movie about him, like stealing. Like in my mind, I'm like, this is probably going to be like a $10-20 million budget. When you see the trailer for the Thomas Crown Affair, and mind you, Michael B. Jordan is starring in Thomas Crown Affair, writing, and he's also directing it. So when I saw the direction, I was like, damn, Michael is becoming a pretty solid director. So I was super excited for the Thomas Crown Affair. So when they announced Miami Vice officially, I'm like, okay, we got to give these movies space, because I want the Thomas Crown Affair to do good, because that's really Michael's project. Like the Thomas Crown Affair is Michael's writer, director, executive producer. That's his baby. So if I got to pick which movie I want to do better, I want the Thomas Crown Affair to do better, but Miami Vice, I want that to do good too. But I don't think Miami Vice can fail. When you got a director like Joseph Kosinski, like Joseph movies he's just a good director. He knows how to make good movies. Like look at F1. F1 was such a sleeper, and it never kind of went away at the box office. Like F1 ended up making $600 million because it was so big internationally. And Top Gun did good too. So I think, I'm glad Miami Vice moved, in other words, because I don't want it to step on the Thomas Crown Affair. I'm more attached to the Thomas Crown Affair because that is Michael's project. But just being a girl from down south, of course, I'm excited for Miami Vice. Yes. Mr. A said, me and Tina from around the area, so we're critiquing this heavy. Yes. You got to have the Caribbeans in there. You got to if you're going to do it, you got to do it. That's one good thing about Bad Boys. That's why I like Bad Boys too. Like bringing the Haitian community in there, showing little Haiti, showing how them Zoes get down. Yep. Lauren said GTA Vice City would be better. That could have worked. You're right. We could have done a Grand Theft Auto Vice City for sure. Silver Pitcher said making Miami Vice a period piece with two really hot stars is smarter than the Michael Mann flick. Yeah, we'll see, man. Listen, I don't think this is gonna be an easy thing for them to make. I think Michael B. Jordan is gonna have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I think he's definitely a bigger star than Austin Butler. That might just be me just liking Michael. But when I think about Austin Butler, like he was in Dune, but he wasn't the star of Dune. He didn't have to sell Dune. He was in Elvis. He did a good job in Elvis. But just off the top of my head, I don't really know a lot of movies that Austin Butler is in. Let's see, Austin Butler. Yeah, man, like his filmography just is not that vast, so you're really going to be leaning on Michael B. Jordan to sell this movie, unless you do get Tom Cruise in as the villain, and then you can use their star power to kind of sell it. But Yeah, man, that's Miami Vice. We still staying in the Michael B. Jordan arena. So once again, before I got on stream, it was also announced that he just signed a deal to star in the video game adaptation of Battlefield, which is coming from the same director of Mission Impossible. Like, how can you turn that down? Michael really getting in his action bag. He want to be an action star. He was also supposed to be doing a Rainbow Six movie as well. But Michael, nephew, we don't need you doing a lot of military movies. So that would be like 3 or 4, because he had that, what was it? No Remorse on Amazon. Was that a military movie? Kinda. And then Battlefield, and then Rainbow Six. No more. Okay, we good on the military movies. You don't have to keep doing that. You know, we want you to be diverse. You know, hit a little bit of everything. But yeah, man, Michael B. Jordan is Michael B. Jordan is hitting it. Boy, I said he finna get in all the movies. All right, let's see what we got here. What's next? We're gonna talk about Coogler a little bit next. Yeah, let's talk about Ryan. A little bit of Ryan Coogler news. All right, so if y'all caught the stream a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Ryan Coogler has several shows in the works with Hulu, and one of them is this movie. This TV show here, Southern Bastards. He's not directing right now. He's producing it. Nia DaCosta is writing it, and it's based off of the comic book run. And the story it's about Roberta Tubbs. She's an ex-military soldier, and she goes back home in the deep, deep, deep south of Alabama to try and reconnect with her father. And when she gets there, she realizes the town is full of murder, scandal, and drama. Probably got a little racism in there, too. I mean, we talking about Southern Alabama. You can't do Southern Alabama without a little racism sprinkled in there. All right. So on the last stream, we were trying to figure out who's going to play the main character of Roberta, because Roberta is a biracial woman. So I was like, who's the Infinity Stones of the biracials? So we threw out like Zendaya, Journey Smollett. We was Zoe Kravitz. We was throwing everybody out, and we were all very, very wrong. It wasn't none of these women. It looks like they are gonna be going with Erin Kellyman. Now, if you are a Marvel fan, Erin played in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She was the leader of the Flag Smashers. She was also in Top Boy, the 28 Years Later franchise. So I think this is a good pick. Can she get that Southern accent down? We'll see. Kevin Bacon is going to be her father. Ajanou Ellis is going to be her mother. Ajanou is a legend. Happy to see her still working. So Ajanou's story is she left the South a long time ago. She was like, I got to get the hell up out of there. But she's going back, obviously, to kind of support her daughter. She doesn't want her daughter to go down there by herself. Can y'all see Kevin Bacon and Ajanou dating? I could see it. Can you imagine them being in high school and Kevin Bacon might be the superstar football player and he got eyes on Ajanou and he ain't supposed to be dating Ajanou, and they start dating and they have this biracial baby? My type of drama. My type of drama. All right. Filling out the rest of the cast, we got Jonathan Tucker, Eamon Joseph, Derek Luke. Happy to see Derek Luke still working. Ethan Suplee and Tim McGraw. But it sounds like this good old Southern tale where we're dealing with football and scandals and cover-ups and violence. And in the middle of all of it is Kevin Bacon trying to stop crime, and he probably ends up either getting hurt or he might actually end up getting killed. And his daughter is coming back into town to get some straightening, get to the bottom of it, with her mama bear, Ajanou, right behind her. So this is my type of vibe, my type of energy. I like this. I like where we going. I like this cast. I like what we cooking up here. I think this is going to be something good. All right. Let's check the comments. Old Dog says no remorse was good. But yeah, no more after Battlefield. You with me? No more. As Jaddock says, he can produce Battlefield, but he don't need to be in Battlefield. I think he's gonna be in it. Jay the Informant said, Ethan Suppley, I've been a huge fan since my name is Earl. Silver Picture says, Carly Morgenthau. S. Jaddock says, Major's got to work with the Daily Wire, but Coogler is doing a project where one of the white creators is accused of impropriety. Funny how that works. That's a tough comment, S. Jaddock's, because if I remember correctly, the writer of this comic was accused of misconduct, but when it comes to like books and misconduct, do we not do adaptations of them because of the drama around them? If that's the case, we wouldn't be getting Harry Potter because old girl, she was saying whatever. It's kind of hard. Like, trust me, y'all, I am there. I am there when it comes to Jonathan Majors. I feel like he was done dirty. And unfortunately, this is just the game that we're in. But it's hard to compare Jonathan Majors, who was unfortunately convicted of some bullshit, to someone who's had accusations. Because if that's the case, we wouldn't be getting a Michael movie right now because, you know, Michael had some accusations. Michael got current accusations. So it's just kind of hard. Andre Ware said, what up? Chilling in the basement said JK anti-Wokeland. Yeah, JK Rowling. This is the thing. I don't know a lot about like the JK Rowling drama, but from what I saw, like glimpses of it, it sounded like she was saying some wild stuff, but at least JK was standing on it. Sometimes people want to be like racist and homophobic and they don't want to stand on it. It sounded like JK was like, I said what I said. As Jaddock says, depend on how much of your brand is based in being pro-black and pro-feminist. This is a lot of Coogler's brand, so it stands out. It's tough, man. I don't think you're wrong, but I also, and we talked about this weeks ago, I do not think it's Ryan Coogler's job to be the leader of all things black, and he has to fix all the black issues. I think that's unfair to put on anybody. Should Ryan Coogler work with Jonathan Majors? I don't know. I can't answer that. Who's to say that Jonathan Majors and Ryan Coogler haven't sat down and talked, and maybe they just don't mix? We don't know, but I don't think it's Ryan Coogler's responsibility to do all of those things. Should he? Maybe. Could he? Possibly. But there's so many black directors out there with projects out. I don't think that burden should be put on Coogler. That burden shouldn't be put on Tyler Perry. Really, it's just tough and it's unfortunate. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Lawrence said, Tina, I didn't mean to drag Chill like that last night, but he likes to hide his hand. Our nephew Chill is I'm not gonna talk about Chill because he's not here to defend himself. Chill, you know I love you, but Chill I don't know. I don't want to comment on my nephew Chill because he's not here, but Chill gonna figure it out. Chill gonna figure it out. Silver Picture says, hot take and kind of random. The Oscars will never give Best Director to a black person. Racism prevents it. They give Best Screenplay to black people rather than Best Director. Keeping it a buck, do I want Best Director or Best Screenplay? I would like Best Director, but I think winning Best Screenplay is just so dope because your screenplay is something that really came from your heart, body, and soul. You sat down countless nights and you're writing this project down And to me, this is just me. I think winning best screenplay is dope. Should he have won best director? Yeah. Yeah, he should. But I'm not mad if I won best screenplay. To me, that's kind of like in the NBA. You got MVP or best defensive player of the year. If I know defense has been my thing and I've been working hard on getting my rebounds and getting my steals, if I win best defensive player of the year and not best MVP and not MVP, am I mad? Maybe, but I'm also not walking home with my head held low. And I think that's how I would look at winning best screenplay or best director. You know what I'm saying? I honestly would have been pissed off if I won best director and not best screenplay. That's just me. Because I'd have been like, hell yeah, I worked hard directing all of these people. But I also worked damn hard on that screenplay. So, I don't know. To each his own. Everybody feels a little different. Lawrence says, I feel like Jonathan Majors made his own bed and he has to lay in it. Part of being an adult is getting out of the mess you got into. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's true, Lawrence. And I love Jonathan Majors. I think he is a one-of-a-kind actor. I really hope Jonathan Majors can get back into the industry. He deserves it. But like Lawrence said, you kind of also, you kind of also got into it. And he knew. That's the thing. You knew, too, because you were telling this woman. You're telling this woman, hey, there's certain things you can't do because me as a black man, it just would look this way. So it's like you're smart enough and you knew, kind of the dangers of kind of playing this game. And, it happens. Chillin says, as a white dude, let me say this. Everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to avoid psycho bitches. That is true. Chilling, you are correct. But there are cultural differences. There are historical differences in, how black men are handled when it comes to disputes with, when they date outside of their race. We can't disregard that. I mean, to even give you an example, I don't know if y'all saw the story with, I don't want to mess her name up. Rakia Jackson, black woman, WNBA player, and her boyfriend in the NFL. Crazy story. Like, he's chasing her down and she's running to the police station and he's beating up the police and he just got a little slap on the wrist. You go do a little diversion program, blah, 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 blah. So, it's just handled a little differently. The things that boy was doing to her and what he did to lead up to his arrest, he should have sat down for about a year. And I'm not saying the justice system ruled that way because she was a black woman, but I think if you look into the story, she was okay with him just getting like probation. And I think, unfortunately, maybe just how we're raised, and of course, this is not across the board. This isn't all black women, but there's always this level of protection that sometimes black women want to have for black men. She probably was sitting home like, I don't want to ruin his career. I don't want it to be my fault that he can't take care of his family. So no, I don't want him to go to jail. And that's also, what, domestic abuse people kind of deal with. So yeah. We went too far down a tangent, but yeah. Silver Pictures, are there anyone left they could make a biopic of? Everyone either has a movie or a there's a ton of people we can do biopics of. And we're about to get into Michael a little bit too. Mr. A said, I love an Afro to do a Bitterroot animation would definitely break the internet. Yeah. There's a bunch of biopics left. Speaking of biopics, let's talk about Michael a little bit. Let's talk about Michael a little bit. All right. I saw the Michael Jackson movie. It is an enjoyable experience, and I think everything that everybody said is true. All right. The MJ fans love this movie. They think it's great, and I agree with y'all on that. I think it was just a good watch. I think it's a fun time. The critics say that this movie is toothless, is shallow, it's very polished, and I agree with them too. I think everybody is right. I think everybody is right. We live in a world where things can be gray. I had a couple friends who saw this movie early, maybe a week or two ago, and they said the same things that Paris Jackson said. If you love Michael Jackson, you're going to love this movie. This movie is pandering to his fans, and guess what? That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That is cool. This movie was made to put a positive spin on Michael Jackson's legacy. I think Jafar Jackson did a great job as Michael. I went in thinking Coleman Domingo was going to be the standout, and honestly, I think the work that Jafar had to put in to become his uncle was so outstanding. Now, the critics were right. And if y'all, follow me, I went on the stream the other night with Dre Mack and Blue, and I told them, like, I think y'all are seriously being disingenuous if you think people are being critical because there's no allegations in this movie. And I was right. I was right. The criticisms of this movie, for me personally, is not about the lack of allegations. It's the lack of depth into who Michael was. This was a very surface level speed race through time. And to me, it doesn't feel like an Antoine Fuqua movie. This feels like the estate was all over this, as I expected. And I don't think they gave Jafar a lot to really work with outside of the musical performances. So I just think everybody is right. I think everybody should go out, have a good time, dress up, enjoy the music, put your goddamn seatbelt on because they are moving fast. They are moving fast. And honestly, my opinion, I don't think they should do a part 2. I don't. If it's going to be as empty as the first one, I don't think they should even tread into those waters. Don't just don't even start going to play over there. But it's still a fun watch. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Let's check the comments. Lawrence says it's not perfect, but it's a good movie. Cut short because of legal. They even cut Diana Ross out. But see, that is my problem with it, Lawrence. That is my problem. And that is why I don't like John Branca. I don't like his lawyer. I think, damn, and I hate to kind of get into this because I want to do a separate review on Michael. But I think the themes of that movie was Michael is always trying to do something for his family. Michael has to take care of the family. And I think that is even true in death. And I think John Branca, the head of the estate, he only cared about making a Michael Jackson movie to make money. And all these little legal issues should have not caused this much problem in these movies because it's like, nigga, that's your job. You a lawyer. That's legal is literally your job. So how is this movie being affected by Diana Ross and legal issues? How is this movie being affected by the allegations and legal issues? When they're writing the screenplay, you would think that's the first thing y'all kind of cover all y'all legal bases. But I don't think that the estate, and when I say the estate, I'm not talking about Michael's family. I'm not talking about Michael's kids. I'm talking about the lawyers of this estate. I don't think they cared enough about Michael Jackson. All they cared about was, let's make this movie so we can make some more money. Because how did all these little random things cause these legal issues? It's just kind of mind-blowing to me. JD Informant said they only covered 1960 to the 1980. We went past 80 because we got the Thriller. Thriller came out in 83. I think we got to about 88. S. Jaddick says, you make the movie for Michael fans, not his haters. Bro, I know some Michael fans who are not happy with this movie. And they're not happy because it just was kind of like a surface level movie, and that is cool. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need surface level movies. Sometimes we need movies like, let's just go have a good time and listen to music in the theater. That's cool. But I think, and Jesus Christ, I hate I'm getting into all of this because I want to do a separate video. Michael Jackson, and trust me, I'm one of those people who's kind of conflicted about Michael, but I feel like Michael Jackson is such an extraordinary person by every means, all around, as a circular individual. For them to say that they're making a movie and keep it so on the surface was just to me it was kind of nasty work. To me it was kind of nasty work, because I'm like, they kept it on the surface. Like Berry Gordy, we kicked it with Berry Gordy for 2 minutes. What else was something I was just kind of like we just zoomed past Berry Gordy. I think the thing and where their sweet spot was the fire, and this, we get into spoilers now. But I think where the movie really started to show a little bit of life is the Pepsi incident. And all of that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it, because the Victory Tour and the Pepsi incident was some of the first things that they filmed. So if you look at the Pepsi incident, when his hair catches fire and he goes to the hospital, that's when you start to really understand a little bit about, that's when they started to kind of pull the layers back a little bit. And even then they kind of only touched on it. Like, even the doctor's like, hey man, you know, you're going to be in a lot of pain, so you got to be on this medication. Or yeah, man, they were really getting into stuff, you know, as far as Michael and how he feels about everything. And I just feel like we just could have, got a little bit more. Like, they zoomed past the greatest album of all time and the creation of the greatest album of all time. Like, yeah, we got to see Michael's thought process. He's putting little sticky notes up. There's more to that. There is more to making the greatest album of all time than just sticky notes and him. Like, you know, so I feel like real deal Michael fans, which I know some of them, they felt like, damn, man, we really missed out on, like, getting into the essence of Michael Jackson, because they were moving at such a fast pace. Like, you didn't have enough time to really sit with Michael because they were moving so fast. So that's kind of like my critique of it. I wish we spent a lot more time with Berry Gordy. I like that we spent a lot of time with Quincy Jones, but even that was kind of just like, Quincy's kind of here, he's giving little hints, but then you're just seeing flashes of him. So it's just like things that, honestly, if the estate came to me and they're like, hey, we're thinking about making a Michael movie, it should have been a trilogy. This should have been a trilogy, because you can't do it in one movie. You just can't. And I feel like if y'all not really gonna get into the meat and potatoes of his later half of his life, and when I say that, I am not talking about the allegations. I'm saying, tell me how Michael really felt about these allegations. Tell me about how Michael, you know, when he decided to make the Remember the Time video, I want to know about that. Tell me how Michael got to the point of marrying Elvis Presley's daughter. Tell me, don't just show me, and don't just show me in these little quick flashes, because if I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, I don't know what y'all talking about, because y'all moving so fast. I don't think they should do a part 2. I don't think they should do it. And I really feel like they did not humanize Michael. I think they kind of made Michael seem like he was just this passive aggressive type guy. And Michael was passive because Michael had his mom in him. But when people talk about Michael also had a little giddy up in him. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of like, that's a little bit of my criticism of Michael. But other than that, as far as just like going to the cinema, having a good time, I think Jafar shines when he's able to perform. He really put in work, but I wish they gave Jafar a little bit more to work with when it comes to some of those things of how he really felt. Another thing that pissed me off, they barely even, like, if you don't know who Michael's brothers is, you would not know, because they said Jermaine's name maybe once. They really just his background singers at this point. Billy is waiting says, I think the problem is no one knew him well enough to answer those questions for real. Nobody truly knows nobody. Like, when you really sit with yourself, nobody truly knows nobody, but you know enough people to kind of extrapolate points to kind of put a story together. Yeah, that's what I'll say. But I think everybody should go and watch it. Good watch. Had a good time. I might actually go watch it again. I might go watch it tonight again. I might. I might. But yeah, man. That's just a little bit of my criticism of Michael. That's it. All right, we are an hour in. We gonna do a little commercial break. I'm gonna get a little water, and then we gonna get into all the comic book stuff. DC and Marvel is coming up next.
Commercial break with a movie Lair. Grab some snacks and pull up a chair. Commercial break with a movie Lair. From Wakanda to Gotham, we talking all that here. Commercial break with a movie Lair. The movie Lair, the movie Lair, movie Lair. Commercial break, commercial break.
Commercial break with the movie Lair. Grab some water and some snacks. Me back here. Commercial break with the movie Lair. We cover rumors and movies, all that here. Commercial break with the movie Lair. Grab some snacks and pull up a chair. Commercial break with the movie Lair. From Wakanda to Gotham, we talking all that here. Commercial break with the movie Lair. Movie Lair. Commercial break with the movie Lair. The movie Lair, the movie Lair.
Commercial break with the movie Lair. Grab some water and some snacks. Meat bag. Commercial break with the movie Lair. We cover rumors and movies all day. Commercial break with the movie Lair. Grab some snacks and pull up a chair. Commercial break with the movie Lair. From Wakanda to Gotham when we talking all that hell. Commercial break with the movie Lair. The movie Lair. Commercial break. The movie Lair. The movie Lair. Commercial break. Commercial break. Commercial break with the movie Lair. From Wakanda to Gotham, we talking all that here. Thanks for chilling on commercial break with the movie Lair. We about to start right now. Get back here. Thanks for chilling on commercial break with the movie Lair. Thanks for chilling on commercial break with the movie Lair. Thanks for chilling on commercial break. Get back here. We about to start.
All right. Dwayne Dillon said, "What did I miss, chat? You ain't miss nothing." We about to hit some Marvel news next. Now, I want to say for everybody that's here, all my regulars, Billy, Dwayne, Lawrence, the Magician, Mr. A, Jay. I just recently hit 5,000 followers, and I'm happy. 5,000 subscribers. Yes, it mostly came from my Doomsday, from my Doomsday video. But it's been a long time coming. I'm kind of proud of myself because this really is just a hobby, y'all. This is just something I do on the side. And I just remember starting a couple years ago, maybe a year or two ago. Maybe has it been 2 years? And it was like right after my grandmother passed away. I took care of my grandmother till she passed away. She had dementia. And honestly, I could not sleep at night. And I've always been a lover of movies, like ever since I was a little girl. And I was like, I need something to kind of get my brain like controlled. So I'm just going to start making YouTube videos. And so when I started doing it, it was never really like, I want to do this like full time. It's never been like my full time job. It's mostly been just like a hobby. And, it's turned into a little community here. I met you guys and, we get on here every Friday and have a good time. But I just want to say thanks to especially my regulars, my people who are always here to support me, helping me with engagement on the channel. Y'all are always commenting and liking, and that pushes me out into the algorithm. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm at 5,000 followers. So what's the next milestone? 6,000? Got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. But yeah, man, I just want to give a thanks to the Movie Lair family, the people who come here. And even if my videos only have like 100 views, y'all are still liking and commenting. Or if the video has 50,000 views, y'all are always here. And I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. For real, for real, for real. All right, let's look at the itinerary. We're at the last half. So this is what we're getting into. We are going to talk about the Clayface trailer, Maxima Casting, the Dents. We're going to talk about the Dents. We got a little DC news. Midnight Suns, the Deadpool movie, potential Wolverine movie, Sadie Sink, Doomsday, and a little Black Panther. Let's see what we're going to get on Black Panther. When I was on my commercial break, I went and checked Twitter a little bit, and they said the Doomsday trailer might be coming out Sunday. So that's going to be interesting. I'm happy y'all going to get to see it. But yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's talk about some DC news. All right. So for y'all that don't know, Clayface is a Batman villain, and you may remember seeing this deformed creature on Saturday morning cartoons. Will we get Batman in this movie? Only God knows. So we got our first look at Clayface. The Clayface trailer is out. If you want to check it out, you can. I'm not going to play it. I'm not trying to get a strike. But the synopsis of this movie has been revealed, and it says, Clayface tells the terrifying descent into hell of a promising Hollywood actor who has become a monster driven by revenge. An intense story that explores the loss of identity, humanity, the ravages of toxic love, and the dark side of scientific ambition. Hey, man, sounds like my type of party. I know the Magician, he left a comment on my Clayface video. He was like, not for me. But it sounds kind of interesting. I think this is a good bet for DC, man. Horror is making a comeback in Hollywood. That's all a lot of people really talked about at Cinemacon. A lot of these studios are betting big on horror, and that's just due to, the recent emergence of like Sinners and Weapons and Smile and Megan. So a lot of these studios is like, hey man, we finna get back into the horror gang. But I heard the budget for Clayface is like 30 to 40 million. Hey man, if this movie makes over $120 million, I mean, I gotta salute DC. I know y'all be saying I be hating on James Gunn. That's the difference. I hate on James Gunn. I don't hate on DC. You see how I'm a hater and I stand in my hate? I hate on James Gunn, not DC. I want DC to win. So yeah, man, if this movie can make $120 million, good day at the office for Warner Brothers / Paramount. And I mean, just looking at the trailer, it looks like maybe he's possibly going through some kind of plastic surgery procedure. I mean, who knows? I guess we'll find out more information as time goes by. This movie is supposed to come out in October around Halloween. I think that is great. I think that is so perfect. I don't know why more studios who want to make horror movies don't release them in October. Like, you got a horror movie. Why not? That's like, I got a Christmas movie and I want to release it in the summertime. Why? Why are you making a horror movie and don't want it to come out during Halloween when people want to go see scary stuff? So yeah, man, Clayface is coming out in October. I know one of the original Clayface origins was he was some type of treasure hunter who falls into like a pool of radioactive protoplasm, some type of weird shit like that, and then he got deformed. So obviously this is going to be a different take on Clayface. Now, I did not watch the Batman cartoons enough, but was he an actor in the Batman cartoons, or did he just show up as this blob and we didn't really get an origin story? I don't know. I couldn't remember. I don't know. Okay, JD Informant says, sounds goofy. Xavier says, I'm here for the horror vibes of Clayface, but the Harley Quinn animated Clayface is the current version in my head, and that'll be a tough act to follow. The Magician says, the horror angle is the only interesting part to me. Well, the good thing, The Magician, is when I was at Cinemacon and the executive for DC came out, they're really pitching this as a horror movie. Like, they don't want this to be considered like a comic book movie. They want this thing to be pitched as a horror movie so everybody could come out. I don't know how this attached to the DCU. Like, I don't know what James Gunn them got going on over there, but they're pitching it as horror. They're not really pitching it as this is a Batman villain, you need to come out and watch it. They're pitching this as like an A24 style movie about body horror and disfigurement, and we just want everybody to come and watch it. Chilling in the Basement says the synopsis says he got messed up by a gangster attack. Really? Send me that. Send that to me on DM. I haven't seen that anywhere. I thought, to me, based off of the trailer, it looks like because they say he's an actor, so I was like, maybe he just wanted to get like some plastic surgery and then it kind of goes too far and he gets messed up. But I haven't heard that he gets beat up by a mobster. But okay, that's interesting. The Magician says, that's what I was wondering. What's the backstory? We don't know. So chilling, is it official that he gets beat up by like a mobster? So then, like, so he gets beat up and then he goes to the doctor, and how the hell he become Clayface? What the hell happened? We gotta put the story together. Xavier says, that's my current issue with the current ideology. Picture superhero film, but grounded in a different genre. Because, and you know why that is what it is, Xavier, because a lot of people fail to understand that this is a movie business. They're in the business of making movies. How often do I have to get on the stream and tell y'all these people do not care about comic books? They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about Clayface from the comics. They want these people to come in and make a movie so we can make money off of the movie. They don't care about the comics because guess what? People ain't reading the comics. Why the hell do I care about what's going on with the comics for people who not even going to read them? Yeah, it's a small few of people who still read comics, but I'm not trying to sell the movie to you. I'm trying to sell the movie to masses. So they don't care about let's follow comic accuracy and all that crap. They don't care. The Magician says, I'm a huge horror buff, so I like that. You can clearly see from the trailer they're doing away from the comic book aspect. Yeah, exactly what I said. They don't give a damn. And I think it's smart to go with an actor who's, fairly unknown. I think this is a good way for him to put his stamp in the industry and to, I think that's dope. It feels like old school Marvel when we're going and we're finding these actors who are not big and we're giving someone a chance to, put their name on something. I don't think we've ever seen Clayface in live action. Have we? I don't think so. But yeah, man. That is Clayface. What we got next? All right, let's talk about a little Superman Part 2 news. Adria Arjona has officially been cast in the Superman movie. However, there's confusion. We don't know if she's playing Maxima or if she's playing Wonder Woman. Who's she playing? Does anybody know? Also, if y'all don't know, Adria Arjona, she's also playing Michael B. Jordan's love interest in the Thomas Crown Affair. So she kind of getting outside. But anyway, most of the trades are saying Maxima. Some people in the trades are saying it's an undisclosed role. So who the hell is she? Is she Maxima or is she Wonder Woman? Who is she? Now, a few weeks ago, when the rumors were rumbling about Adria maybe playing Maxima, James Gunn got a little upset that potential castings was leaking. I don't know why he got upset. Like, this is the game, James. Why is James Gunn acting like this not the game? Like, he ain't been in the movie business for 10 plus years now. But my personal opinion is, I don't think she should be Maxima. I don't think Adria should be Maxima. I think she should be Wonder Woman. Now, Eva De Domiccio, she was in the running to possibly be Maxima. I think she should be Maxima. Eva has this particular look that favors Maxima, and Maxima is this woman who's like super obsessed with Superman. I think that's Eva. Like, doesn't she look like one of them crazy girls from high school or college who ends up stalking like the star football player? Like, that's Maxima. They should let her be Maxima and let Adria be Wonder Woman. Adria don't look like she need to stalk nobody. But either way it goes, I hope it works out for both ladies. But if I was doing the casting, Adria would be my Wonder Woman, and Eva, that would be my Maxima. I think she would be a great Maxima. I think James Gunn is making a big mistake here by not letting Miss Dominica, she should be Maxima. She just has that look. She has the look of... Have y'all ever dated a pretty crazy girl? Like, you like, damn, she's pretty. And then you find out this bitch is crazy. She got that look. She got that look. That's what they need to do. Oh. Chilling in the Basement says she's playing Wonder Woman. You don't hire Adria to be... Exactly. I think she's Wonder Woman. Billy is away and said, James Gunn lying ass. I ain't gonna flex. As much as I be hating on James Gunn, the movie business would be so boring without him. Like, I think every 2 weeks you do need James Gunn just to come out and tell a lie. Just wake up and lie. The Magician says, Hoppo, who this woman? What she in? Well, Adria Arjona, like I said, she's going to be in the Thomas Crown Affair. She was also in Morbius. She was in Blink Twice. So she's not like a mega star. She's bubbling. She's trying to bubble up a little bit. Yeah. So she's kind of one of those C-list, B-list stars that's trying to kind of pull her way up the ranks a little bit. But Maxima? I don't know. Chillin says, and one of Jeff Snyder's sources says Adria is 100% Wonder Woman. Chillin said, why you think I said what I said about psycho white bees? I speak from experience. Listen, I know it's crazy women in all races and ethnic groups. Trust me, I know. Our Caucasian sisters can be a little crazy. Go watch Obsessed with Beyonce. We've seen a number of movies with our Caucasian sisters being a little crazy. Xavier says Adria gives Wonder Woman vibes. Gunn is probably lying with this one too. I mean, to be fair, Gunn didn't say that she was Wonder Woman or Maxima. He just said, she's being cast. Xavier says, somebody please take Twitter away from Gunn. The Magician says, I could see her for Wonder Woman. I'm not familiar with Maxima. So Maxima she's this alien from this other planet, and she finds out about Superman. And in the comics, Maxima, she just want to be with Superman. She loves Superman. She want to make Superman babies. Like, she's like this crazy, superpowered, obsessive woman who wants to get the Superman. That's her man. And Superman is like, bitch, who is this? Where she come from? How she know me? And I think, old girl on the right, she just give me crazy ass obsessive. She got that look. Don't she got that look? Lawrence says she the only one he didn't play like he didn't know. Well, because I think James Gunn and Adria has worked together before. I think she's been in one of his like old school movies. So he can't act like he don't know her, because I'd be like, bitch, don't act like you don't know me and we don't work together. But I think both of these women are in this film. I think it'll be such a waste that Adria is fucking Maxima. Such a waste. I think she's Wonder Woman, but we'll see. You'll never know with James Gunn. You'll never know. All of this sound like a scheme.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
We'll never know the damn truth fooling around with James Gunn. We don't know. James Gunn claim he don't know nobody. I don't know none of these women. I've never like these. I've never seen none of these women in my life, sir. Magician said, yeah, she got that look. Don't she look like, you know who she reminds me of? Damn, what was that movie? I can't remember. I'm gone blank. But yeah, she definitely looks like she could be Maxima. All right, what we got up next? The Dents. DC is on a roll, baby, because they have finally cast their Christopher Dent, and he will be played by Charles Dance. He will be the father of Harvey Dent, played by Sebastian Stan in the Batman Part 2. And Scarlett Johansson will be playing the wife of Harvey Dent, Gilda Dent. And when I tell you, this right here, this is cinema casting. Yes, this is cinema casting. If you ask me to go find the worst fathers in film, I would say just go find somebody from Game of Thrones. There's a bunch of horrible fathers over there. Y'all trying to get Brad Pitt to be Sebastian Stan's daddy when you got Tywin Lannister waiting in the tuck, or Otto Hightower, or Walder Frey. Like, Game of Thrones got all the bad goddamn daddies over there. Why y'all trying to get Brad Pitt to be his daddy when you got horrible fathers like this, just like, hey, pick me? This is a perfect casting. So yes, go get Charles Dance. This is a great casting. He can give you menacing, crazy daddy energy. Yes. And for y'all that don't know, Christopher Dent in the comics, he was cruel, mentally and physically abusive to his son. He would flip a coin and decide, hey, if you guess which side of the coin is and you get it right, I ain't gonna tear your ass up today. But if you guess the wrong side, you getting a whooping. We gonna flip this coin and determine if you gonna get punished a lot. And then we found out later that the coin was double-headed. So Harvey was gonna get his ass beat either way it goes. And that type of abuse is what led Harvey to having like this split personality, two-faced type situation. His daddy was just cruel. And if you want to get a cruel ass daddy, yes, you go get this man here. So I think this is amazing casting. We still really don't know what's going on in this Batman movie. A lot of things are still kind of being kept close to the vest. But the film is starting to come together, and hopefully we get some good drama with this family. How y'all like? Do y'all like this casting of the Dents? You know what I'm saying? We got Sebastian Stan, Scarlett Johansson. I like this. I like this. Chillin' said Tywin Dent, peak casting. Dwayne said the Dents, this looks good. Yeah, I think I like Matt Reeves. Don't get me wrong. I like Matt Reeves, but he gotta do better with his pacing, because that first Batman movie, like, I was just like, this is long and it's a lot and it's moving slow. So hopefully he either needs to cut down the runtime in this next Batman movie, or he needs to kind of get the pace picked up. I ain't saying we need to zoom through things, but I can't be sitting. But the first Batman felt like it was 4 hours long. I'm like, God damn. The only exciting parts about the first Batman to me was the Penguin and Catwoman. Damn, Edward Cullen vampire Batman. I'm like, what? What is going on here? All right, what we got next? Midnight Suns. We getting through it, y'all. We getting through it. All right. So this is one of those, it's not official, but kind of official situations. So Oscar Isaac just came out and he said that there has been conversations about a Midnight Suns project. They've been talking about it. And that lines up perfectly with scoopers like Daniel RPK and My Time to Shine. They have been saying this for a minute. Now, if you don't know, Midnight Suns is that darker supernatural side of Marvel, like Moon Knight, Blade, Ghost Rider, all the characters that don't fit into like your traditional Avengers vibe. And Oscar Isaac even said, yeah, man, I want to see Moon Knight and Ghost Rider cross paths, and we need to get Ryan Gosling in this film. But let's be real. Marvel got a lot going on. They got a lot going on. We still don't know what's happening with Blade and Mahershala Ali. There's been rumors that the Blade project got delayed, reworked, and even possibly folded into like Midnight Suns instead of being a standalone movie. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that is just kind of wild for Blade. Like, of all the characters, Blade is the one that y'all are struggling with. That should be easy money. It's crazy. But the fact that Oscar Isaac is now confirming these conversations, I mean, listen, people be hating on the scoopers. The scoopers be on it. So will Midnight Suns actually happen? Who knows? Marvel's slate is kind of like all over the place right now, but one thing that's clear, the darker supernatural corner of the MCU, it's in development. We just don't know if we gonna get it or how we gonna get it. They don't know how to figure it out. So, and you know what? Marvel needs to start being more of a leader than a follower. I think if this Clayface movie does well, they're gonna be sitting back like, damn, now we really should have did Blade. Damn, we really need to hurry up and do Midnight Suns. When y'all have already did Multiverse of Madness, who was tiptoeing in the thriller horror lane. Y'all almost made $1 billion in a horror film, and y'all said, fuck it, we're not gonna do Blade. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I guarantee you, if Clayface comes out and it's a success, they gonna ramp up this goddamn Midnight Suns. Because they're going to be sitting back like, damn, we could have been done like a horror movie. What we've been waiting on. Y'all already did a horror movie that almost made $1 billion, and y'all say we not finna play in that realm no more. Y'all say I be talking about James Gunn, but I really be giving it to Kevin Feige them sometimes too, because it's like, what y'all doing? What y'all got going on over there? Xavier says Midnight Suns is the only way we can hope to get Blade. Who gonna be Blade at this point? I don't know if Mahershala Ali want to do it. Lawrence said Blade, easy, of course. Billy is waiting, said I've been waiting for my MCU rom-com. Man, you could do it. You could make a rom-com. Hell, they finna do a little rom-com with Peggy and Steve in Doomsday. You finna get a little bit of that. The Magician says, what do y'all really think the issue has been with Black? Ever since Mahershala stepped on stage, it's just been downhill. And you know what? If y'all was here earlier, if y'all noticed during the Disney presentation, they ain't announced no Black projects at all. And y'all supposed to be the progressive company. I don't know what's going on with Disney over there and Black people. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So this is what I'll say, what I heard about Blade. The Magician said that was a Freudian slip. We can talk about the Blacks and the Blade. Blade, they had it going. Like, Blade was like, Ruth Carter had the clothes done. They had the cast. The writing was complete. Like, they was ramping up, and then they was just like, nah, we not gonna do it. I don't know if Jonathan Majors scared them. I don't know what happened with Blade. Bo was writing on Blade. So you know Blade was gonna be kind of good, because you say what you want about Bo DeMaio. Bo know his shit. Bo was writing on Blade. Like, it's like they just kept reworking it. They really kept reworking that script and keeping it a bean. They doing the same thing with X-Men. This X-Men movie, they wrote a script. Okay, we don't like that one. Bring somebody else in. They wrote a script. Okay, we don't like that. Bring some. That's the same thing that was going on with Blade. And I don't know who's approving the script. I don't know if it's Kevin Feige. I don't know. Lauren said, they said, I know Black. Billy's Way says there's never going to be a doc about this someday. Disney should be ashamed, because it's like, y'all let Ryan Coogler walk across the street and make a fucking vampire movie. And I always say this. The inception of Sinners started in January. Sinners was sold, cast, filmed by July. When I tell you in 7 months, they did the whole Sinners like project. Ryan Coogler started pitching that film in January. By the end of January, Warner Brothers said, we'll take it. February, he's starting to cast people. March, they walking around Louisiana trying to figure out, is this what we gonna do? April, they was in Alabama. May, June, they filming. Bitch, we done. Ryan Coogler was like, I'm gonna show you how to do a vampire movie real quick, because it's not that difficult. Ciao. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I do not know what is going on with Blade. Chillin said on the early scripts had Blade as the fourth lead. That would have been a huge mistake. It depends on how the story was being told. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Xavier said other movies were being released left and right, and they couldn't come up with nothing. I don't know if Disney got scared, was like, hey, we can't do horror. But I'm like, how y'all got scared and y'all just did Multiverse of Madness? Like, what? This is why DEI is important. This is why you need other voices in the room. Because it's like, I would have been the one like, hey, y'all, hey, black people like Blade, and y'all just made almost $1 billion on Multiverse of Madness. Like, we really need to figure this story out. I would have been the one in the room like, y'all, I heard Ryan Coogler is working on a vampire movie. Y'all need to get this shit out before him. Because at one point, Sinners was supposed to come out October, and then Blade was going to come out that November. So they was going to come out back to back. And they just got scared and ran away. What happened? What happened? O-Dog said the Blade blasphemy is not to give him his own project, man. It's probably so much into play that won't come to light. Magician said this sound like a scheme.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
I don't get it. Because y'all know me. I'm always going to say, hey, are y'all doing this because this is a black project? Maybe. But I feel like they got too deep into Blade to even use that as an excuse. Because generally, they wouldn't even get that far. They got deep into Blade. Like we said, there was costumes, there was a cast, there were sets built. They was deep. And for them to pull back, it's like, what happened? I could see them saying, hey, we're going to do Blade, kind of like they did Armor Wars. They say, hey, we're going to do Armor Wars, and then it just never happened. I can understand that. I get that, like, but they were knee deep into Blade and just backed out. That's crazy. That's so weird. I don't know. And when I talk to people who's worked on Blade, because I knew a couple of people who worked on Blade, they all say the same thing. We don't know what happened. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Billy is waiting said, I think I heard Mahershala didn't like the scripts. Maybe he realized he didn't want to do it. We can't say he didn't want to do it because even when he was promoting Jurassic Park, he was like, hey, I'm ready. But it's like, even if Mahershala didn't like the scripts, you don't get that damn knee deep into production and then he don't like the script, because I would have told Mahershala, like, bro, I get it. You don't like the script, but we done built the goddamn train. Ruth Carter has designed over 100 outfits. We done had the Viz Dep team come up with all this stuff. I know you don't like this script. Maybe we could do a little working and twerking on the scene, but we too deep to pull out now. So, I don't know. It's an unknown mystery. Moving on. All right, so recently Ryan Reynolds was doing an interview and he said he definitely wants to make more Deadpool projects, but he doesn't want Deadpool to be the main character anymore. He said straight up he sees Deadpool as a supporting character moving forward, like someone who's going to work best bouncing off of a team instead of carrying the whole story. And honestly, that's kind of wild considering how big Deadpool and Wolverine was. But maybe Ryan Reynolds just doesn't want to like be like acting as much anymore. But at the same time, I get it. You know, Deadpool works best when he's playing off of other personalities and breaking the fourth wall and messing with people. He thrives in chaos. All right, that's Deadpool. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan, but I'm also not finna hate on the audience that Deadpool is there for, because there is an audience. This movie made over $1 billion. If I'm at the studio, I'm letting Ryan Reynolds make another project. And this ain't the first time we've heard he's developing something new either. A couple months ago, there were X-Force rumors floating around with talks of characters like Cable coming back into the mix. Now, here here is where I'm going to push back, because we also heard a couple months ago Storm's name being thrown around, and I'm like, don't do this. Please, respectfully, I'd rather y'all treat Storm like Mahershala Ali and just let her go on by her business. Don't do this. Do not. I don't even want a cameo of Storm in a Deadpool movie. Don't do this. Don't do this. Storm deserves a proper, serious introduction into the MCU, not being folded up into Deadpool's foolishness. Okay? Okay? I don't want to hear another rumor about Storm being in a Deadpool movie, okay?
Wow.
At all. Wow. Don't want to see it. Don't want it to happen. Like, imagine finally getting a proper Storm on screen and it's all jokes and fourth walls. No, don't do this. Don't do this. We need regal. Omega level. Like my shirt says, Omega level. If you want to get it, go to themovielair.com. Omega level. Mutant. But from Marvel's perspective, Deadpool, I mean, they just grossed $1 billion, so they're absolutely greenlighting whatever Ryan Reynolds wants to cook up. But hopefully Kevin Feige is not brain dead enough to let Ryan Reynolds get his hands on Storm. Let's don't do this. Let's don't do this. Keep Storm away from whatever Ryan Reynolds got going on. I don't care if Ryan Reynolds said, I'm finna sit down and make a serious Deadpool movie. Don't put Storm in it. Put Bishop in it. Put Jubilee in it. Don't put Storm in that movie. Now. We ain't gonna do that. The magician said, I'd rather y'all not do Storm than to mess her up. That's what I said. I'd rather y'all treat Storm like Mahershala Ali and say, we no. Don't get to playing around with Storm. I'd rather y'all just don't do it. Just don't do it. The magician says she is Earth, mightiest mutant. Seriously. Current arcs are cooking. Don't do it. Just leave her in the comic books. Leave her in the comic books. Billy said a Deadpool movie with Storm. Get him banned.
Get him banned. Get him banned. We don't do that here. Oh, now I'm pissed. Find out who that is, get him banned. We don't do that. I ain't the one, baby. I take no disrespect.
We not doing it. Get him banned. Get him the fuck up out of here. Do not do this. Okay? Do not do this. We're cool. We're cool. Let Deadpool have his good time. I think Ryan Reynolds deserves the same amount of respect as Ryan Coogler, as who are the Russos, Destin Daniel Cretton. Yes, let Ryan Reynolds do whatever he wants, just not with Storm. I don't care if Cyclops is in the movie. I don't care if Professor X is in the movie. I don't care if Iceman is in the movie. Don't put Storm in that goddamn movie. Don't do that. And that's on period.
Period. Period. Period.
Leave her alone. Just leave her where she at. Okay. Wolverine. Lord, we done talked Wolverine up. All right. This is the kind of reset that I've been waiting for. So Scooper Daniel RPK is saying a Wolverine project is in development, and honestly, that makes perfect sense. Like, listen. I love what Hugh Jackman did with the character, but it's time, y'all. It's time to move on. We got to let him go. We are moving into a whole new X-Men era, a new cast, a new direction. Let's build Wolverine from the ground up and let's just start over. And low-key, I actually like the idea of giving Wolverine his own solo project before throwing him into the X-Men. Like, you know, let him breathe a little bit. Let us really understand who is Logan. Because Wolverine's story ain't just claws and attitude. It's trauma. It's memory loss. It's experimentation. Like, you got the whole Weapons X program. We got history with Sabretooth. Like, That alone can carry a full project. And if y'all really want to get jiggy with it, tap into his past as Logan in the 1800s. Show how long he's actually really been alive, fighting in wars, losing people over and over and over again. The healing factor that keeps him alive. But also, that same healing factor has forced him to watch like the world fade away around him. You know what I'm saying? We could do some stuff with Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole adamantium bonding. That was torture. Let us see how horrible that is. They basically turned him into a weapon against his will, stripped his memories, and then just let him run loose into the goddamn wild. Like an animal. And don't forget, Wolverine has ties all over Marvel, from Japan with the Samurai Code to secret government missions, crossing paths with other X-Men characters. So, to me, I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if it's a Disney Plus series. Do it. I'm cool with it. Do it. I'm cool with Wolverine being alive in the new X-Men world. We got to let Hugh Jackman go. He has to go, y'all. We got to let him go. Go and find, where's Wolverine from? Hold on, let me look him up. Where is Wolverine from in the world? Canada. That's right. He is Canadian. Go to Canada and find the next Hugh Jackman. Okay? Go find the next Hugh Jackman. Let's move on. Let Hugh go. All Hugh Jackman want to do is ballet and plays, and y'all keep making him be Wolverine. Let him go. Let him go. Let him goddamn go. Let's move on. Oh. Xavier says, it's time to let old man Jackman go. Chilling in the Basement said, the solo Wolverine movie is probably Jackman. If it is, I'm going to lose my mind. Why are we doing a solo Hugh Jackman movie? Why? I got all the DVDs right here. We don't have to do that anymore. There's nothing else to tell with Hugh Jackman. Jesus Christ, no. Kevin Davis says, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Whoever they replace him with, the audience will reject it at the box office. No, they won't. As long as they do a good job with it, they won't replace it. They won't reject it. It's not like Hugh Jackman. I'm not going to step into that. The audience will not reject it. Look how many Spider-Man we done had. People ain't reject Tom Holland. They was like, oh, we got a new little short Spider-Man. They won't reject it as long as it's done well. And as long as they send Hugh Jackman's ass off in Secret Wars the right way, I don't care if they got to zip him to a whole nother goddamn planet somewhere in a whole nother universe. Let his ass go. Wave goodbye. Bye. See you later. I don't care if he dies on the X-Men planet and the shit blows up and he's gone. People will accept it. Kill him, send his ass off, and people will understand. We're moving on. I don't think people will reject it. The Magician says he can cameo as Old Man Logan. That's it. He needs the X-Men 97 treatment. Yeah, I think that would be dope. I think that would be dope if they do even if it's only like a 2-hour one shot. I think that would be good. They should do that. Xavier says the audience has a short attention span. They may be upset at first, but they will get over it. I don't think they'll be upset if we just kill him. Just kill him. Kill him or ship him off. He's gone. Let him go. Let his ass blow up. Let his ass blow up, and then 6 months from now, you see Hugh Jackman in the gym training with the new Wolverine, teaching him the ropes with his arm around him, saying, hey, this is the new Wolverine. He's going to do good. He's from Canada like me. People will be okay. I'll be doing videos 6 months from now. Breaking news. We got a new Wolverine. Him and Hugh Jackman are in the gym working out. They're great. We'll be fine. Move on. Q is not a robot said, I didn't get a notification. I'm so sorry about that, Q. Every Friday, 7 p.m. But it's okay. You can watch the replay. You can watch the replay. Thank you for always showing up, Q. You know you're my homie. Thanks for showing up. And what else? Y'all got anything before we move on from Hugh? Shout out to Hugh Jackman though, man. Hugh Jackman played that role like nobody else, and he deserves all the praise. But we gotta let him go. It's time to move the hell on. Let him go. Jesus Christ. All right, what we got next? All right, Sadie Sink. Let me put up a little spoiler warning, because y'all be saying I don't be letting the people know about the spoilers. So
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers, you better skirt. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers, you better skirt.
all right, if you don't want spoilers, you better get the hell on. Hitting spoiler territory now. All right, so apparently this picture is being floated around as a first look at Sadie Sink in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But we got to be real. This is firmly in the rumor category. Scoopers are saying this is an AI picture, but they're saying this picture is real, but it's been enhanced by AI. So we're going to take all of this with a grain of salt. But let's talk about the visual for a second, because why, if this is Jean Grey look like she going through it, baby. I ain't never seen Jean look like this in my life. Jean Grey look like she going through it. And Punisher, he got his weapon out. Look like they on a mission together. Like, when has Jean Grey and Punisher start hanging out? What is we doing? This combo feels like chaotic in a way that I'm just so unsure of. Like, y'all know Frank got a little soft spot for her because he thinks she a kid. But y'all know Frank don't mind, like, taking down villains. So they got to help me understand, like, how y'all rocking and rolling with each other. She looks stressed, confused. Like she just done got dropped in the middle of some shit she don't know about. Where did she come from? Multiverse? Is this Weapon X? Like, why is Frank Castle her bodyguard? What the hell is going on? Frank, he locked in, got his gun up. Like this is just a normal Tuesday for him. Meanwhile, she looking confused. Like, what the hell? What the hell going on? Now, I'm not saying this may not be interesting, but this is a choice for Jean Grey. This is a choice. This is a decision. And I got a lot of questions. Now, another thing, we're gonna put this in the rumor category as well, because we don't know, but let's.
All the rumors are true, yeah. What you heard, that's true, yeah.
All right, so My Time to Shine Hello said Jean Grey is going to be the reason that Hulk goes crazy. She says Jean Grey is going to take control of the Hulk to make him fight Spider-Man and the Punisher. Now, excuse the hell out of me. What kind of Jean Grey we talking about? Jean Grey is taking control of a Hulk and possibly turning him into Grey Hulk and then sending him after Spider-Man and the Punisher. What?
Wow.
What type of shit? I don't know what this emotion I'm feeling. I think I'm more shocked, but I'm also not shocked because this is comic books, so you technically can do anything you want, but this is not like light work Jean Grey. This is like Omega level, fully in control, no training wheels type of power. Like, and this supposed to be a young Jean Grey. She is OD. And now it got me thinking back to those earlier rumors about Spider-Man getting injured so bad that the Punisher has to take him to night night nurse. Like, if Hulk is involved, that can kind of make sense. Like, the Hulk just... My real question is, if she's taking control of the Hulk, who brings the Hulk down? Because Black Widow not here anymore to hit him with that, hey, the sun's low, big fella, calm down. So Black Widow ain't here anymore. So does the Department of Damage Control step in? Are they going to capture the Hulk? Because I'm sorry, how you get him calmed down once you done got him riled up? And if Jean is the one controlling him, then you not just fighting the Hulk, you fighting her too. And that's some type of physical, psychological warfare. Like, that's some crazy ass shit. This sounds chaotic. This sounds insane. And I guess I'm here for it. This shit sound crazy. JD Informant says she already look out of place. Chilling in the basement said that's the dopest spoiler alert I ever seen. Lauren said Tyler Perry wig. I was about to say something. I had to keep it to myself. Chilling in the basement said, where's that image from? Like, who posted it? So somebody posted it on Twitter earlier this week, and people came out and was like, hey, that's AI, because you can see the Gemini symbol in the bottom. But then the scoopers came out and was like, that picture is real. It's just been enhanced by AI. So the scoopers are saying that's a real picture that Sadie Sink and Punisher is together. But it came out on Twitter earlier this week. The Magician says she looks okay. I'm just curious to know how they're tackling this. The Magician said it's very much a choice. It is a choice. It is a choice. Q is not a robot said Blue thinks it's Typhoid Mary. I'm not against my brother Blue on that. The thing with Marvel is Marvel be doing whatever the hell they want. So this can very much be Jean Grey, even though it don't make sense. Like, it don't make sense that it's Jean Grey, but this is what they doing. Billy says, if this is real, Sadie Sink looks awful as Jean. Sadie Sink has always not been a good choice as Jean Grey to me. That's just me. Chilling in the basement said, that's an old rumor. She's recycling. Plus, the brand new day Hot Toys drop and the Hulk is green. I seen that. So the toys drop and the Hulk is green. But is there room that he's green and gray in the movie? Is that a possibility? And the toys might just want to go with the traditional route of keeping him green? Is there a world where he could be green and, at some point he's green and then at some point he turns gray? That's a possibility. Lauren said, Grey Hulk sounds so brain dead. She be doing stuff for clicks. I don't like when y'all be hating on the scoopers, because y'all be hating on the scoopers, but y'all don't want to give the scoopers credit when they get it right now. And I'm going to give My Time to Shine and Daniel RPK, I'm going to give them some grace, because they probably is plugged in with like concept artists and stuff like that. And so they probably do be telling the truth. Shit just be changing. I'm going to give them, because they done got too much stuff right. They don't get everything right. But I think it's unfair to just be like, they be making shit up. Because a lot of the times the stuff they be saying be coming for real. Billy is waiting said, I'm begging for all this to be fake. Xavier said, this Spidey film sounds like it has a lot going on. I can't wait to see how all this comes together. Yeah. Q says she's just the only redhead doing things at the moment. Man, I don't want to use no excuse that she's the only redhead. We be putting wigs on people all day, every day. The Magician says, aren't the green, gray, red, black separate Hulks? Don't get me the line. I ain't read no Hulk comics growing up. I ain't even finna, try to lie. Lauren said, well, they got rid of the visual team, so they don't have no sources. Yeah, man, shit finna start drying up. They done got rid of that biz dev team. But you know what? That might also make the leaks even worse, because now that you have gotten rid of that team, it's only three options they have. When you get rid of that team, they're either gonna hire some of those people back on as contractors and they still gonna work, or they gonna start outsourcing a lot of stuff like they did during COVID. And y'all know when they started outsourcing a lot of stuff to COVID, this shit really was leaking. We really was getting that. We had the whole Multiverse of Madness plot leak. Or they're just gonna have a small team putting in AI prompts doing all of that. There's only three options for what Marvel is about to do, and I think it's gonna be a mixture of all three. I think some of those people, they're going to hire them back on per job, per basis. I think AI is going to be involved. And I also think it's going to be a lot of outsourcing going on. And believe it or not, they be doing a lot of not outsourcing necessarily, but contract work anyway. So JD Informant says contracts trying to save money. They don't want to pay people health insurance. That's all it is. They don't want to pay people benefits. And that sucks, man. Like, I feel so bad for where we are in the world, because they used to tell you back in the day, all you got to do is go to college, get a good job, and go to work, and you'll be taken care of. Ain't no taken care of no more. These companies, they don't care. And it's like, if AI is going to be replacing all of these jobs, where are people to go? Where everybody's supposed to go? Where? If AI is taking over all the jobs, what we supposed to do? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. What we got next? Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. I am Doom, you are Doom.
Y'all ain't never seen Dr. Doom busting a move like that.
Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. I am Doom, you are Doom.
Ain't never seen it. Look at the one in the middle. He trying to twerk a little bit. Check the one in the middle.
Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom. I am Doom, you are Doom.
This is what I be doing late at night, playing and shit. But anyway, let's talk about Doomsday. Let's get into Doomsday. And I'm finna go ahead and tell y'all again. Spoiler alert. I don't want none of y'all getting mad at me like you ain't tell us the spoilers. We finna get into spoilers.
Spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers. You better leave. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers. You better skirt. Spoiler alert. You don't want spoilers.
Once again, shit I be doing at night. Making videos and music like that. Just be bored. But anyway, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of details of the Doomsday trailer because, like I said earlier, I did a video on my page about it. But, of course, if y'all have any questions about the trailer, y'all know I will answer them for y'all. Y'all are my family. I'm just not going to rehash all of that. Y'all can go check the video on my page. But, let's talk about it because this one right here, it's getting dark a little quick. So Nexus Point News is reporting that Wesley Holloway has been cast in Avengers Doomsday. And now some people are speculating and connecting the dots saying he might be the son of Peggy and Steve Carter. Wait, Steve Rogers, Peggy Carter. He might be the son of Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter. Now, if that's true, that adds a whole emotional layer that most people are not even really thinking about, because that means Steve actually got his life, his family, he got his happy ending, and now we might be seeing the next generation of that legacy. But this is where the rumors come in. They're saying that Dr. Doom is going to kill this kid. saying Dr. Doom gonna put the little boy down. But that's not just a shocking moment. That's personal. That's personal. That's Doom basically attacking the legacy of Steve Rogers. And if you really think about it, that's the kind of move Doom would make. He don't want to win. Doom likes to break people. Now, for all of y'all OG people who's been here with me since I started going live, y'all know I said a long time ago, even before this rumor came out, I said, Dr. Doom is going to take that little boy out of the game because Steve shouldn't have went back in time and created that baby with Peggy. Y'all remember when I did that stream and we was talking about Dr. Doom going back and messing with people's children? I said, Dr. Doom is going to kill that little boy. I said it. Y'all know I might need to, y'all should go watch that old video. That was kind of funny when we was talking about Dr. Doom going after people kids because they say he going after Reed's son too. Leave these people kids alone. Leave these people kids alone. But yeah, they said this is going to be Steve Rogers' son. And if we take into account when we see Steve in the trailer, the original public trailer, the little boy was a little baby. This kid here, Mr. Holloway, he looks like he's like 10, 11, 12. So, 12-year time jump is what we could be looking at. But yeah, they say Dr. Doom plans on taking the goddamn baby out of the game. So he's going to be gone. Get him up out of here. Now, let's talk box office. Let's look at these numbers. So, rumors are floating around that Avengers Doomsday could have a $400 million production budget, plus another $300 million for marketing. And that's basically $700 million going into this movie. And I'm not even going to lie. At this point, I don't think Disney cares about making money with this film. I think this is about perception because for Disney, this feels like them saying, we got to get the fandom back on our side. We got to get they want to make money. This is a business. Of course they want to make money, but this feels bigger than that. This feels like we need to remind people why you fell in love with Marvel in the first place. Because let's be real, to actually profit off of a $700 million total, this movie would need like $2 billion just to fucking break even. That's crazy. So either they don't care about making a profit or like, that's just insane. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. This is going to be the most expensive movie ever made. If this movie is $400 million, how much is Secret Wars going to be? Ooh. Let's check the comments. Chillin' said Doom needs to pop lock. The Magician says, how would you feel if they transition these comic book films to motion capture? I think Avatar, Beowulf. I mean, I think you could do anything. Listen, The Magician, if they had creatives like you in the room, yeah, that would be on the table, but, they don't. Chilling said he's either Franklin Richards or James Rogers. I can't Ooh, you know what? People are quick to say that he's Cap's son, but he could be Franklin too. You're right about that. JD Informant says, I hope he does it at the baseball game. We have heard rumors. People have even came out on Twitter and was like, yeah, we shot a scene at a baseball game. That'll be crazy. He could have killed a little boy at a baseball game. Oh my God, that would be crazy. Q is not a robot said, who's the rapper doing your inserts? Look, my brother make music. I got a homeboy who make music. I got a homegirl who make music. Some of every goddamn body. JD Informant said, I remember you always say, why Marvel always having kids kidnapped? It's trafficking. Let's call it what it is. It's trafficking. Yeah, we talked about that. Remember I said they painting Red Guardian as a hero when he's really a trafficker? That's what he is. Yeah, kidnapper. Billy is waiting said, I think they just got to tee up the mutant saga. It's either going to be their second win or their downfall. Ugh. Yeah. Lauren said, Tina got a whole team on payroll. I don't. I just be hitting people up. And then the stuff that I can't get people to do, I just figure out how to do it by myself. I just figure out how to do it. Like a lot of this stuff, I done figured out how to do it by myself. Like I used to pay people to make like my overlays and stuff. And I'm like, I'm just going to figure out how to do it. I ain't doing shit anyway. I don't know, y'all. But let me check Twitter. I was on Twitter earlier and they said the Doomsday trailer might be releasing Sunday. Let's see if that's still the T. Let's check Twitter. I think that'll be pretty dope if the trailer comes out on Sunday. Let's see. Doomsday trailer. Just check the news here. Everybody is saying Sunday. Some people are saying tomorrow. Y'all, I don't... I hope people don't be disappointed if this trailer don't come out. But if the trailer drops, hey, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. All right. Let's talk about our girl, the Scarlet Witch. So Scooper Alex P is basically saying, yeah, there's evidence Wanda is in the movie, but it might not be Elizabeth Olsen. And that right there got me like, what? Because according to him, they've been filming scenes with stunt doubles, kind of masked up, so they can sneak characters in and out who technically aren't confirmed. And if that's true, you know, I don't know. And he also dropped he dropped some clues saying that, hey, anybody could wear a crown. Now, y'all already know Wanda's crown is iconic. But we also heard rumors that she may be giving her crown to Dr. Doom, or she may be giving her chaos magic to Dr. Doom. They finna make, and the good homie Blue talked about this on his stream, they're finna make Dr. Doom so powerful. How do you rewind that? Like, how? Can you imagine if the first time we meet Tony Stark, like he's already on his like superior type of armor? Like they making Dr. Doom so powerful, so quick. I hope this does not feel like the Michael Jackson movie. I hope we not like moving so fast where it's just like, how we get here? And then is Dr. Doom just gone forever? Because then how do you reverse it? Like, how do you humble him back down to where he's not using all this magic and stuff? But back to Elizabeth Olsen. We don't know if she in this film or not. It's confirmed she's pregnant. She's good and pregnant. So if she hasn't filmed anything right now, the chances of her jumping in later, I don't know. So this might actually be Marvel planting seeds that Wanda's presence is there, but we might don't have Elizabeth Olsen. Maybe it's a variant, maybe it's symbolism, who knows? And if everything leading up into Secret Wars is coming from Vision Quest, then yeah, they might just be saving Lizzie to come back for Secret Wars. So bottom line, Wanda might be in Doomsday, but don't be surprised if she not. Or she might be there and she got a mask on and we don't see it's Elizabeth Olsen. I feel like they respect Elizabeth Olsen so much, though. I feel like, let me take that back. I'm not going to say they respect her because they not paying my sis what she want to get paid. But I feel like there are certain actors where maybe they do hold a little reverence to. So if Elizabeth Olsen isn't physically in this movie, like the rumors are saying, maybe there's just like someone who's masked up and maybe they tell Elizabeth Olsen, hey, you can do some voice work from home but not physically be on the set. I don't goddamn know. It's a lot going on, but we'll see. All right. Chilling in the Basement says Doom has always been OP. He just gets insanely OP in stories. You're right. Doom is always OP. But what I'm saying is when we're talking about like a cinematic universe, my want would be, which who cares what I think? I'm nobody. I want to see him get there. I don't want to meet him and he's that powerful, because let's say hypothetically Secret Wars ends and they either kill Dr. Doom or Robert Downey Jr. sticks around. Now it's like, okay, what else he got left in the tank if y'all finna give us all of this up front? Like, where else we going? But who knows? The Magician says Doom can be powerful. That's kind of his thing. That's why he needs good counters. X-Men, for example, Wanda's a good counter too. They just need to get the writing correct. I get that. I like origin stories. I would have loved to see a real Doom story about him and his mom, and then, you know, him going to school and us building up to him becoming like this OP guy versus when we meet him, this nigga already doing magic and all this type of stuff. Chillin says, Thanos walked into Infinity War with crazy power and that worked out fairly well. Yeah, but I don't feel like I'm missing nothing from Thanos, though. Like, I actually want Doom to be one of those. Doom to me is kind of like Magneto. Imagine our first X-Men movie we get is X-Men versus Magneto. They beat him up, and then it's no more Magneto. It's like, okay, that's all y'all getting from Magneto. That's how I feel about Doom. Like, y'all finna introduce him, and there's only two options. Either y'all finna keep Robert Downey Jr. around to play him, or are we really about to do a reset and y'all are intentionally resetting only certain characters, and maybe in this new world it's like Reed and Dr. Doom, they starting over, and it's just they in a weird goddamn place with all this. Xavier said they don't have the luxury anymore, Tina. The MCU is busy trying to get the audience they fumbled. It's going to be high speed ahead for the next 5 years. I get that, but that's why they should have just recast Kang and just kept Kang. And then Doom still could have shown up in the Fantastic Four. It just would have been, you know, Reed's equal of Doom. It wouldn't be like this overpowerful Doom. It would be Doom, who's the leader of Latveria, sitting in the, you know, the conference saying, Reed, I don't think you're doing it right. Like, that would have been a good building block for Doom. I would have liked that. I'm like, okay, this Doom. All right. Him and Reed, they doing their thing versus this man here walking on the scene like beating the hell out of Thor. Chillin says RDJ is staying around. Why? Please let him go. My God, there's no. How do you keep Robert Downey Jr. around, paying him $50 million a movie? How does that work? The only way I can see that working is Robert Downey Jr. saying, hey, Marvel, I love you guys so much that y'all don't even have to pay me all that anymore. You can just give me $5 million a movie. How does that happen? How do you keep Robert Downey Jr. around as Doom? Because that means either Robert Downey Jr. is only going to show up once every 5 years if we giving him $20-30 million a movie, or Robert Downey Jr. is about to take a pay cut. Is that going to happen? Does he love Kevin Feige enough to take a pay cut? I don't damn know. I don't think so. So I don't see how this works with keeping him around. I don't know. The Magician says this is all the point that they kind of mislimited themselves. This soap operas, levels of extra power. Yeah, because the budgets. Yeah, you're right. Let me read that out so people can hear. So the Magician says this is all the point that they kind of mislimited themselves. It's soap opera, levels of extreme power display, fights, because the budgets they do plus the politics, we can't get a good film. Yeah. Billy is waiting said they could have built Doom over multiple movies and really established the rivalry. Yes. And I understand like they panicked. But they could have still did Dr. Doom and RDJ. They could have, you know, the rumors RDJ was Superior Iron Man. You could have brought RDJ back as Superior Iron Man. People would have been happy to see that. And then you could have went and got somebody else to be Dr. Doom. Like, all of this still could have worked, but I think they just panicked. I think they were in that boardroom watching that Jonathan Majors case like, oh my damn, what are we gonna do? And they just panicked. Call Robert Downey Jr. And Robert Downey Jr. said, sure, give me $100 million. I'll come back. Robert Downey Jr. probably hung the phone up and said, they'll never do that. honey, we're going to go on vacation. Then Kevin Feige called him a week later and said, Robert, we got it. We are going to give you $100 million. Robert Downey Jr. probably was like, what? He probably was like, I didn't think y'all was going to do it for real. Bitch, now you got to go to work. Oh. Chillin says Robert Downey Jr. popping up every 2 years is quite feasible. Child, when has Marvel, this recent Marvel, done made sequels in 2 years? They don't do that. That ain't how they operate. Child, just bring Magneto on and Mr. Sinister. Let's just get to the X-Men because they over there playing. Magician says, exactly. If you wanted your boy, you should have brought him back and cast Doom properly. Yes. We could have still got RDJ. We could have brought him back, but go and do Doom like you supposed to do Doom. Like, Doom should have been in Fantastic Four. Not saying he should have been the villain of that movie, but he should have been there. But, you know, Marvel, they don't want to do anything like we've done in the past. We got to be different. And I might be wrong. Maybe all of this works out perfect. Maybe the end of December, I'm eating these words and saying, you know what, this was right. They should have done this. But, child, we'll see. Last topic. The Black Panther. Black Panther. Last topic. Then we finna get up out of here. We at 2 hours and a half. All right. So Alex P is basically teasing that Shuri will definitely be back in the next Black Panther. Alex P is a scooper, and he's excited to hear. This is what he said, because he was doing a Q&A and somebody said, hey, do you have any information on Shuri? And he said, yep, Shuri's coming back in Black Panther 3, and he's excited to hear, hey, auntie. He's excited to hear that callback. Now, y'all already know. That's that famous Eric Killmonger line that he said to Queen Ramonda.
You in that Hey, auntie.
Black Panther was such a good film. So he's saying we're gonna hear that hey auntie again, and I feel like he's hinting that it's gonna be coming from T'Challa Jr., which basically confirms T'Challa Jr. is about to be a real presence moving forward. And now the question becomes, and we ask this frequently, does this mean we're never getting T'Challa back? Or is this where the multiverse comes into play and we somehow get both? Because per Alex P, this baby is here. This baby is going to be in Black Panther 3. So is the baby going to be here and maybe we get a real T'Challa from another universe? Who knows? There's options. But if we keeping it a buck, it just depends on what is the story that Ryan Coogler wants to tell. And that's where it gets a little murky, because Alex P is also saying that the next film might lean heavily into Wakandian mythology and mysticism, possibly tying into the animated, project Eyes of Wakanda. And I'm like, hold on. Because from what we've seen, well, everybody didn't watch Eyes of Wakanda. I watched it. The Eyes of Wakanda series didn't really dig into mysticism much. The first episode was like a Dora Milaje mission. The second episode, we had the war dogs out, running with the Romans, I think. Episode 3, we was dealing with Iron Fist. And then episode 4 was a time travel episode, but it wasn't really given like mysticism. So I'm not sure what he meant that Black Panther 3 is going to be dealing with mysticism very similar to Eyes of Wakanda, because I didn't get that from Eyes of Wakanda. And I got to keep it real. I got to keep it real. Alex, you my homeboy. I love you. But I remember when Alex P a couple years ago said that Ryan Coogler was making Black Panther 3 be a horror movie. And I was like, no. I was like, that's not happening. From what I was hearing, Black Panther 3 was going to be a coming-of-age story centered around T'Challa Jr., which makes sense if you're building the future of Wakanda. That's just what I heard. I ain't saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's what I heard. So now I'm trying to figure out, based off of the scoopers, are we getting a grounded coming-of-age story, or Are we about to go full spiritual, ancestral plane, mystical Wakanda? Only time will tell. We don't know. But that is what Alex P is saying. That's where we are with Black Panther. Chilling says, Eyes of Wakanda was good. Episode 2 was the Greek invasion of Troy. You're right. I couldn't remember if it was Greek or it was the Romans. I couldn't remember. I just know, it was the War Dogs was involved with episode 2. The Magician says, Can we just have T'Challa Black Panther back, please? Just make a decision and give us our king. It doesn't have to be this difficult. That's the thing. I don't think it's difficult. I think Ryan Coogler knew what he was doing. I think we making it difficult. I think this story is written and set in stone. I think this script has been done for a while. I think he knows exactly where he going. And whatever they doing in Secret Wars and Doomsday, he probably said, as long as it don't affect this, I don't give a damn what y'all doing. If y'all want to bring in a variant, cool. I don't care. He ain't sticking around. You can bring in a variant, T'Challa, T'Chanda, Killmonger, T'Chaka. I don't care what you do. They not coming over to what I'm doing. But only time will tell. Who knows? That's it. That's all I got, y'all. Y'all got any questions before we get up out of here? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? And if this Doomsday trailer comes out, yeah, next Friday, we'll do we'll have a panel. We'll bring everybody up to talk about it. But yeah, that's all I have, man. Y'all got any questions before I get out of here? I don't want to close it out if y'all have anything to say. Xavier says, Coogler is digging his heels in and doubling down, so I remain silent. Hey, what I'll say is things can change. People change. Who knows? I don't think that baby going nowhere. I've always said that. That baby not going nowhere. No matter what y'all want, no matter what y'all say, that little baby is not going nowhere. T'Challa Jr. is here. He ain't going nowhere. Now, that don't mean T'Challa's not coming back, but that baby ain't going nowhere. Chillin' says that's why the scoopers end up looking stupid sometimes. I don't want to say they end up looking stupid. I just think we all get shit wrong because we all talk to people and things just change. But I never believed that Black Panther 3 was going to be a horror movie. I'm like, nah. When that came out, I had to make a phone call. I'm like, hey, you hearing this? And they was like, nah, I don't know where that came from. I don't usually call people for tea. But if it's something like that, I'm like, hey, I got to make a phone call and see. But Lawrence said, we getting Junior and Auntie Black Panther. We'll see, man. We'll see. This is we got an interesting couple years ahead. I'm gonna also do a video on because like I said, I'm not going back to Cinemacon next year. I need a Cinemacon break. But if you are a fan of Secret Wars, Black Panther, y'all should go next year so y'all can tell us what happened. Because I ain't going back this year. Nah, next year. Too tired. I can't do it. Chilling in the Basement says, but is Denzel still in it? Hey, if it's left up to Coogler, yeah, Denzel in it. Yeah, Denzel ain't going nowhere. Barbara says there are so many good stories about T'Challa. I like the world to see him. For sure. I think, yeah, for sure. Lawrence said Comic-Con or DreamCon next. Not for me. I'm too old. This is a young people's game to be hitting all these cons. I can't do it. I can't. I was overwhelmed at Cinemacon. I'm definitely not going to Comic-Con. I'm definitely not going to that. I could not do it. First off, I'm not sleeping outside to get into nobody's Hall H to watch Kevin Feige present the X-Men cast, and I'll be home watching it. I'm not doing Comic-Con. Out of the question. No. Shout out to the people going to Comic-Con, bring the tea back to us, because I can't do that now. I don't understand, and I understand there be contracts in place and they can't move, but when you have that type of demand, they need to move that shit somewhere else. They need to move it to Vegas, matter of fact. Let me see how many people can fit in the Hall H. Hall H Comic-Con seating capacity. Okay, I take that back. It looks like Hall H can seat over 6,000 people. They need to go to a 10,000 seater. Hell. Y'all keep talking about the people stink. Have y'all been to Comic-Con and is the people stinky? Is that I ain't never been. Main reason I ain't never been is I don't like to fly, so I don't really like flying to the West Coast to do those things. But if people be stank at Comic-Con, I'm not going. I'm not doing that. I'll be home. I'll be home. I'll be home. Lauren said I went once or twice to TwitchCon and they stank. I'm not judging. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge, you know. Maybe they can't take a shower because I'm not judging people. I'm not. All right. I'm out of here, guys. I'm finna go. I thank y'all for always hanging out with me. What am I working on next? I'm going to do a longer review for Michael. I'm going to put a Michael review up. I'm going to do a review of the interview with the vampire trailer. And I think that's it. I don't think no other news has came out. But I'll see y'all next Friday, man. Thank y'all for always hanging out with me, for coming in, supporting me. Thank y'all for helping me get to 5,000 subscribers. We are on the road to 6,000. And if y'all don't have any final words, I'm out.
Man, I love being black. I love y'all.